Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Hart Park here in Orange, California, where tonight it's Game 2 of a three-game series between the Orange Lutheran Lancers and the Servite Friars. Orange Lutheran leads the series 1-0 after a 12-1 victory yesterday at Servite. The Friars looking to even it up here tonight. Orange Lutheran looking for the series win here this evening, as these two teams once again will do battle in Orange County. Hi, everybody. My name is Nathan Percy. Live here from Orange. Happy to have you alongside us here for this one, as it should be an exciting contest. Could be another low-scoring affair with two excellent pitchers on the mound here tonight. And, of course, as always this season, we're joined by John Legg, who is our eyes. He is filming once again, as you can watch tonight's game live on the Coach's Radar. Just search the Coach's Radar on YouTube and watch tonight's action live here from Hart Park. Beautiful night for a ball game. A little chilly. It's in the upper 60s right now, and the temperature will go down a little bit further as we get into this one tonight. Wind gusting a little bit harder than normal from left field, coming in towards the first base line as well. We'll see how that plays into tonight's action, as once again might not see a whole lot of action tonight with the two pitchers. We've got Kai Negretti getting the start tonight for Servite, and Luis Rodriguez, the ace of the staff for Orange Lutheran, getting the start here in game number 2. Of course, last week we had one game in the J. Sarah series that was here at home, and Orange Lutheran ended up walking off in that one by a final of 1-0. It could be very similar here tonight. Let's get to the starting lineups, and then we'll introduce our pregame guest. Tonight we talked with Brian Martinez, the senior right fielder, who had a double in yesterday's game and was part of that onslaught for the Lancers. 6 extra base hits for Orange Lutheran in yesterday's game, as they scored 5 runs in the third inning and 6 in the fifth to blow that one away, as they improved overall to 8-1 on the year and 3-1 in the Trinity League. On the other side, Servite fell to 5-1. It was their first loss of the year, and 0-1 in league play. Tonight, Sean Gilbert's Friars, his lineup looks like this. Jared Hawking will lead things off and play center field. Augie Gutierrez will play second base and bat second. Roman Martin, the shortstop, to bat third. Batting in the cleanup role once again is Trevor Schmidt. He's playing left field. Johnny Rodriguez, the first baseman, batting fifth. Kai Negretti, your starting pitcher, will bat sixth tonight. Aiden Avikhauser, the man behind the plate, will bat seventh. Joey Rossetti, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Austin Robago at third base will round it out, batting ninth. Once again, that's Hawking, Gutierrez, Martin, Schmidt, Rodriguez, Negretti, Avikhauser, Rossetti, and Robago. Negretti playing both the pitcher and designated hitter, so if he does get knocked out early, he will still remain in the lineup here for Servite. Now on to Eric Borba's Lancers. Again, they come in at 8-1 overall and 3-1 in the Trinity League. Led off by Derek Curiel once again. He's playing center field. Carson Bowen in the second spot. He's playing catcher. Mikey Romero, the shortstop, batting third. Casey Borba, the third baseman, will bat in the cleanup role. Gabe Miranda, the first baseman, will bat fifth. And Brian Martinez, our pregame guest, the senior and right fielder, will bat sixth. Ben Ryland, the left fielder, batting seventh. Chase Cummings batting eighth. He is playing second base. And in the ninth spot in the lineup tonight, they have the junior Connor Luetto, but for Orange Lutheran, they will play that situationally, so we'll see who they decide to bring up in the ninth spot each time it comes around in the order, once again against Kai Negretti. So as it stands right now, it's Curiel, Bowen, Romero, Borba, Miranda, Martinez, Ryland, Cummings, and Luetto. And again, Luis Rodriguez is the starter on the mound for Orange Lutheran. Well, once again, we got a chance to talk to Brian Martinez, the second-year member of this Lancers team. He transferred by way of Paloma Valley before his junior season and played sparingly, went 6 of 18 at the plate, and when he did play, he was mostly in right field, but now that spot is solidified for him, so we had a chance to catch up with him and see how that role has been going now that he's become an everyday player here for the Lancers. Without further ado, once again, here's Brian Martinez on the Lancers pregame show. All right, I'm here with Lancers senior right fielder Brian Martinez, and Brian, obviously a good game yesterday for everybody in the lineup. It was one of those games where the bats just seemed to be working. You had a double down the left field line. How did that feel, getting a chance to get the bats working the way they did yesterday at Servite?
I mean, it felt pretty good. Everyone was firing on all cylinders. I was really looking forward to all our boys getting after it.
Now, this lineup obviously returns a lot of starters from last year. Last year you had to kind of wait a little bit to get in the mix, and then there was kind of a crowded outfield. But coming into this season, that right field position has really been solidified for you. What were your thoughts coming into the season about getting that starter's role, and how fired up were you for it this year?
I was fired up. Last year I didn't get to play that much, but I kind of took my role as a player off the bench, and this year I'm looking to be one of those leaders.
What did you do in the offseason to prepare for this year, knowing that role was going to be expanded for you?
I just worked mostly on my outfield. My hitting was always there, but yeah, just mostly working on my outfield.
Gotcha. Now, you transferred into this program before the start of last year. I believe you went to Paloma Valley High School, if I remember correctly. What was the difference like coming from that program and coming into here? I think, if I remember correctly as well, you knew a couple of the other guys who were coming in here too. What was that change like for you?
It was a big change. Coming to the Trinity League, it was top competition compared to my old school. Not trying to like throw trash on them or anything, but it's a lot better here.
Yeah. Tell me about the camaraderie. As soon as you got in, the team, were they pretty receptive of you right away, or did you kind of feel like you had to earn your spot?
It was kind of a little bit of both. Mostly they accepted me, which is like a big part of that.
And your thoughts? Obviously, did you feel like you had to prove yourself in this program as well, or were you ready to go once you got in?
At first I had to prove myself. I didn't know like some of the kids, but I knew most of them, and I just had to prove it to the other ones.
Gotcha. Now, when you're at the plate, take me through your mentality. What goes through your head? I remember Coach last year when he first told me about you was, watch out for this kid's bat. He's good with the bat. What goes through your head when you're in the batter's box?
I just try to stay calm. If I get too jumpy, I'll start like rolling over or anything, but I just got to stay calm in the box.
Yeah. Hitting behind guys like Mikey, Casey, and Gabe, how much easier does that make your job?
A lot easier. It's like the two top bats in the country, and you got Casey, also Carson Bowen. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Now in the outfield, you're matched up out there with a couple of sophomores, Derek in center and Ben in left field. Is there any part of you that feels like, being the older kid out there, you kind of have to reel him in or help him out? Derek obviously can control his own in center, but do you kind of feel yourself taking on that role as kind of a leader with the outfield spots?
Yeah, a little bit because of the age difference, but those guys are elite players for being.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's not much you have to do to get them in line.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty elite for being sophomores, Like, they're probably two of the best outfilders in the country in their class.
Now, being in your second year at Orange Lutheran, obviously you grow as a player on the field, but you also grow as a student athlete and as a teenager, as a person in general. In what ways has this program really helped you grow as a person?
Oh, it's helped me grow a lot. I've grown not only as a baseball player, but as a person. Coach Borba is like a second dad, looking after me.
Yeah. Once again, we're here with Lancers right fielder Brian Martinez. Just a couple more questions from me. I believe Long Beach State is where you're signed to play baseball. Tell me about that process and what made that the right choice for you.
It's when I went with my old school. My old coach, he took me there, and then as soon as I got there, it felt like home. I didn't want to leave, honestly.
Yeah. It's a good landing spot. A couple of Lancers have gone there in the past, and I'm sure, excitement to go there. Of course, there's still things to finish up here your senior season. What are some things, I don't know if you had any, personal goals, obviously helping the team win a championship, both in league and in CIF, but were there some things that you came in thinking that you wanted to work on and improve as the season goes along this year?
I just wanted to work on my bat, try and be one of the top bats in our lineup, and mostly just try to win a CIF championship.
Yeah. Last question for me. Obviously, with the score 12-1 yesterday and the bats working in your favor, how do you guys keep that momentum going into tonight?
We're just going to keep it after them, keep our foot on the gas and just keep it all the way.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you guys can do. Congratulations on the early success, and best of luck the rest of the way. Brian, thank you for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Austin, Robago.
Once again, Brian Martinez on the pregame show, and again, trying to not necessarily make a name for himself, but again, kind of make sure that he's doing his job to help his team as it pushes forward here in this 2022 campaign, one of the hardest schedules in the country, and it continues here tonight against a very good Servite team, a team with a lot of experience, and looking to bounce back here after falling yesterday at home by a final of 12-1. We'll get a couple of other scores in the Trinity League as well before we get to the invocation and the national anthem. Maybe perhaps surprising, Santa Margarita has already taken the series over J. Serra this year. They won 5-4 this afternoon at home. The Eagles now 11-0 overall on the year and 2-0 in the Trinity League. They won last night at J. Serra by a final of 6-2. So Santa Margarita off to a good start in the Trinity League. And St. John Bosco leading Mater Dei 1-0 after St. John Bosco won at home yesterday 6-2. The Monarchs scored the first 2 runs of the ball game, but St. John Bosco came back with a 5-run third inning and rode that. Julian Orozco getting the win for the Braves as they improved to 8-1 overall on the year and 1-0 in the Trinity League. They are currently playing right now. They started about 20 minutes ago, and it's scoreless, or maybe 25 minutes ago, and it's scoreless out there in Santa Ana. Once again here, Orange Lutheran 4-0 at Hart Park this season. Of course, 3 of those games have been one-run games against Gar, Ayala, and J. Serra. The one exception was a 12-1 victory over Yucaipa in the PBR Invitational Championship game. They're looking to keep that perfect here, but Kai Negretti will prove to be a worthy opponent here. The left-hander on the mound, we'll see him in the bottom of the first. He was a Lancer a couple of seasons ago in that shortened 2020 campaign, but transferred over to Servite and has become a two-way player and really their most consistent player since the start of the 2021 season. Again, last year, took a hard luck loss 1-0 here at Hart Park after pitching 6 innings of work. He gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk in that game last year, but his offense couldn't get anything going against the tandem of Connor Patty and Chris Canada, and Servite lost that ball game 1-0. So Negretti will remember that. He's familiar with this park, having been a part of this program as well, so I'm sure that'll help him out as he gets started as well. We'll see him in the bottom of the first, but it'll be Luis Rodriguez time in just a moment after we get the opening invocation and the national anthem. We'll step aside here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
And join us in this evening's invocation. Dear Lord, we come before you tonight to give you honor and praise. You are the source of all that is good. You are the source of all of our blessings. Thank you for every gift that you have given us. Now, as the players have taken the field and put it to practice, all that they have learned in their training, may each of them be aware of your goodness in their lives, and may that goodness pour out of their actions as a witness to your endless grace. You, Lord, are our protector, and we pray for your safety of these athletes, protecting them from injury and harm. You are also our healer. We bring before you in prayer those who may be injured, sick, or struggling with personal family situations. We specifically lift up J. Serra's Ricky Rodenberg as he heals from injuries sustained in a game last week. Continue to bring him comfort, strength, and health as he recuperates. We also pray for all players and coaches who were impacted by that accident. Give them also the comfort in knowing you are in control, and Ricky's healing and road to recovery is through you. Lord, you are almighty, and we thank you for your presence being felt here tonight as we pray all this in your holy name. And all those people say, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue standing as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Lutheran High senior Julia Sawtell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
A beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner to kick us off on a beautiful Wednesday night here in Orange as these two teams take to the field for game number 2 of this 3-game set. Orange Lutheran 8-1 overall. They are 3-1 in league. And Servite 5-1 overall. They are 0-1 in league after the loss yesterday. Champions of the Loera tournament are the Friars, and they're looking to bounce back into the win column here tonight. It'll be tough for both of these teams to generate offense against two very good pitchers on the hill. Luis Rodriguez on the mound for the Lancers, getting warmed up here with Carson Bowen behind the plate. And in the bottom of the first, as we've mentioned, we will see the left-hander Kai Negretti. Luis Rodriguez on the year in 14 innings pitched. He's allowed no runs on 8 hits. He struck out 23 and has not walked a batter so far this season. And he is 2-0 on the hill here, coming off a season last year in which he was 7-3 in 73 innings pitched. And he struck out 73 as well. So Rodriguez off to a good start here his senior season, as he is committed to Texas Christian University along with his catcher and his first baseman. All three of them will be heading there after the season this year. So once again, as we get started here, Jared Hawking will lead things off. Augie Gutierrez will bat second, and Roman Martin will bat third. If anybody gets on here in the top of the first, it'll be Trevor Schmidt. Of course, Oliver Santos the win yesterday. He went 5 innings of work and allowed 1 run. The loss went to Miles Scott, who made his varsity debut as a pitcher and really looked good in the first inning, but the Lancers got him for a run in the second, and then things kind of fell apart in the third inning. And Servite went to the bullpen after that. They used 4 pitchers yesterday, hoping to maybe only use 1 here tonight as the first pitch from Rodriguez is in. This one lined down the right field line, and that will curl foul. Hawking, who was already rounding first, will head back to the plate. The count is 0-1. Servite tonight wearing their alternate black uniforms, black jerseys and black pants with the gold pinstripes. They've got the black letters on the chest that spell out Servite, and the black numbers on the front and back, all with gold trim. Black high socks and the black and white cleats. Orange Lutheran countering with the home cream-colored uniforms, the white uniforms with the red L on the chest, red numbers on the front and back, the white pants with the high red socks, and the red cleats here tonight. 0-1, here comes the pitch, and that one hits him. He'll head down to first. That cutter started too far inside. And Hawking is on to lead things off here in game number 2. Another thing to mention, too, and I'm not sure if they've put this up recently or if it's been up for a while and I've just missed it, but there's some new banners here in right center for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, showing their league championships, their National High School Invitational Championships. You've got playoff appearances in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and playoff appearances in general. So Chapman University, who calls Hart Park home, so do the Lancers. Orange Lutheran has put up some banners out in right center field. Chapman's has theirs on the left side. So pretty cool here, and of course they're in the same colors and format and font as the Chapman banners. So again, some uniformity here, but a cool way to let the Lancers know that this is their home, or remind them that this is their home as well. First pitch here on the right-hander, Augie Gutierrez, is off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Slightly open stance. This one a ground ball right to Borba. Double clutches, throws to second for 1, over to first, and that will not be in time. It was a bit high, and it pulled Miranda's foot off the bag for a split second, and Gutierrez was able to beat it out. But out at second base is Hawking. And with 1 out and a runner at first, the next up will be Roman Martin. So that'll go as a 5-4 put out.
Third, the shortstop.
Hawking is retired. Augie Gutierrez now at first, and Roman Martin making his way to the plate. The Servite team 1 run on 3 hits. They had 3 errors in yesterday's game. Martin was 0 for 3. Put the ball in play in each of his plate appearances, but could not find a base hit. Watches a slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Couple of ground ball outs and a fielder's choice to end the 5th inning for the junior Roman Martin. Shortstop considered one of the top prospects in the state in the class of 2023 as Rodriguez checks first and fires to the plate. That one's a bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Number 7 in the state amongst all juniors. That includes all positions, is Roman Martin. He's got good size. He's committed verbally to UCLA, 6'2", 175. He's got a slightly closed stance, and he bends the knees as he crowds the plate. This one, another ground ball. That's through the glove of a diving Casey Borba at third. Stopping at second base is Gutierrez, and over at first with his first hit of the series is Roman Martin. So he jumped on a cutter there from Luis Rodriguez and pushed it past Borba over at third base, and now the Friars with 2 runners on and 1 out, and that'll bring up the first left-hander in the order. It's Trevor Schmidt. As we mentioned earlier, the wind coming in a little bit harder than normal from left center field as the first pitch misses low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Schmidt is 6'1", 220, signed to play baseball at the University of Arizona. He went 1 for 3 yesterday, reached base twice on a single in the third and an error in the sixth. 1 ball, no strikes. This one popped up. He tried to bunt the runners over, got underneath of it, and the count goes to 1-1. The Servite team came in ranked pretty high and quite a few ranking systems here in the state of California. PBR had him at number 5. Orange Lutheran was number 1 this week. A lot of enthusiasm for this team. Again, very experienced. Swing and a miss here on a fastball low. It's 1-2. Servite has cracked the top 5 in quite a few of those ranking systems. For good reason, too. They came in with a lot of promise on the mound. It hasn't quite worked out the way they were hoping to this point, but there's still time for some of those pitchers to turn things around. We saw a couple of them yesterday late in the ball game, and Chris Grotus and Xavier Cardenas, as this pitch missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schmidt, even stance at the plate. Holds the bat handle behind the helmet. Has Gutierrez at second. Over at first with a rather large lead is Roman Martin, and time called as Schmidt steps out. Again, 1 for 3 yesterday. His average sitting at .368 on the season. Here comes the pitch, and a swing and a miss on a cutter on the outside edge, and Schmidt goes down for out number 2. First strikeout of the ball game here for Rodriguez, and with 2 outs and runners at first and second, it's Johnny Rodriguez who will make his way to the plate next.
First baseman, number 3, Johnny Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez, another left-hander, committed to Long Beach State University. In his junior season, he's 6'1", 210. As you heard, playing first base tonight. Rodriguez, here comes the first pitch. That one's outside. It's 1-0. Should mention Bowen behind the plate. Gabe Miranda, the first baseman. Chase Cummings at second tonight for the Lancers. Mikey Romero at short. Casey Borba at third. He's already had an active first inning. Ben Ryland, the sophomore, in left. Derek Curiel in center. And Brian Martinez anchoring right field tonight. 1-0. That one looked like a changeup a bit outside. The count goes to 2 balls and no strikes as the umpire tries to get Rodriguez back into the batter's box. Chase Cummings has shifted a bit to his left, our right, as we stand behind the backstop. He's in the outfield grass at the second base position, 2-0. This one right back up the middle. That might play to run. Here comes Augie Gutierrez from second, and he will score as Roman Martin gets to third. Rodriguez with an RBI base hit, and the Friars are on the board here in the top of the first. Second hit of the inning here for Servite. And Cummings had moved over directly in between first and second base, and that ball was hit right back to where he might have been had he been at the normal position. Rodriguez takes advantage of it and puts the Friars on top. First run allowed this season by Luis Rodriguez, and he's not out of it yet with a runner at third. The 8th run batted in for Rodriguez this season. And now it's Kai Negretti with a chance to help his own cause as he chops one foul. It's 0-1. 6'1", 195, signed to play at USD, University of San Diego, next year. He's had that commitment for, I believe, 3 years. I believe as a sophomore here at OLU, he was committed to USD. Another left-hander, third in a row here for Servite. He waves and misses at that one. The count goes to 0-2. Friars have already given him more run support in this one than they did when he pitched against Orange Lutheran last year. He has a chance to double it here. Martin over at third. At first base is Johnny Rodriguez, both of them with base hits, and a time will be called here. As Rodriguez steps off the mound, Borba's heading out to have a chat with him, and Scott Stroud, the third base coach for Servite, coming in to have a chat with Negretti. Servite already coming out fired up here in this top of the first inning. 1 run across on 2 hits and runners on the corners here. Rodriguez hit a batter, allowed Gutierrez on a fielder's choice. That could have been a double play for Orange Lutheran. It's 0-2 here on Negretti as Rodriguez tries to get himself out of this inning. Negretti closes the stance a little bit. Holds the bat handle about chest high. Rodriguez stands tall on the mound. Pins that glove on the left side of the chest as he gets his sign here from Carson Bowen. Out of the stretch, he checks the runners. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. This one bounces away from Bowen, and that's going to allow Roman Martin to score. Rodriguez will stay at second base. It's now 2-0 in favor of Servite here in the top of the first. That one bounced high off the, appeared to be the right leg there of Carson Bowen towards the Orange Lutheran dugout. Martin broke for home immediately. Rodriguez for a second thought about going to third before Bowen was able to track it down. So 2-0 in favor of the Friars here. Counts 1-2 here on Kai Negretti. Rodriguez gets his lead at second. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled straight back. The count goes, or pardon me, remains 1-2. Breaking ball that Negretti waited on, and he'll see another. First time this year the Lancers have allowed runs to score in the first inning. They will be dealing with adversity from the get-go here tonight at home. Rodriguez a lead. Here comes the pitch. This one fouled off again. So that one was a bit high in the zone. A cutter there from Rodriguez, and the count remains 1-2 strikes. Negretti had 1 plate appearance yesterday. He lined out to Gabe Miranda at first base late in the ball game. On the year, he came in batting 167. It's been a slow start with the bat, but on the mound, he's been spectacular. Of his 3 hits, he's got a double and a home run this year. He's driven in 4. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the offering, and this one lined into right center. That's going to fall. Rounding third and coming home is Rodriguez. Make it 3-0 Servite as Kai Negretti adds on another. So the Friars coming out swinging here tonight, looking to avenge that 12-1 loss yesterday. Off to a quick start here in the first, and Aiden Avikhauser will be the 7th man to bat here for the boys in black. Orange Lutheran hadn't allowed more than 3 runs in a game this season heading into tonight. And the Friars have already put up that many here in the first. Rodriguez looks over his shoulder, fires the first pitch to Avikhauser. High chopper, Borba catches it after 1 hop, tosses it over to first, and that will do it. But the Friars all over Luis Rodriguez in the first inning. They strike for 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through half an inning. Servite 3. Orange Lutheran nothing. Orange Lutheran coming up. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, friends, keep competing with McDavid, a proud sponsor of OLU Baseball. Lanes, including 2 with pitching mounds and hack attack machines, 3 tee hitting areas, and hit tracks. Appointments can be booked online at kzonebpcages.com. That's kzonebpcages.com. K-Zone Training Center. Book your appointment today. So Kai Negretti pitching with the lead out of the gate here. The senior left-hander will take to the hill here for the Friars. He sports a 2-0 record this season, and in 12 innings pitched, he's given up 1 earned run on 7 hits, 13 strikeouts, and just 1 walk. He's got an ERA of .58. So the 6'1 left-hander getting set here to face off against a potent Lancer lineup. That includes Derek Curiel, Carson Bowen, and Mikey Romero, who will lead things off here in the bottom of the first. And again, Orange Lutheran already put into a spot of adversity here, down by 3. As they get their first at-bats in here tonight. Over in Santa Ana, St. John Bosco has taken a 1-0 lead over Mater Dei. That game in the top of the second inning with a runner at third for the Braves. St. John Bosco already leads that series 1-0. They scored their run in the top of the first. So St. John Bosco looking to win that series. So they won yesterday 6-2. As we head to the bottom of the first, Derek Curiel to lead things off here for the Lancers. A couple of hits yesterday, including a double. He scored twice in that ball game. Bumped his average up to .292 on the year. 7 hits and 24 at-bats. He also drove in a run yesterday. Curiel, one of the few who stands in the middle of the batter's box. His feet kind of away from the plate as the first pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. 6-2 with the wide stance. Here comes the 0-1 from Negretti, up and in. Gets away from the catcher Avikhauser, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Negretti looks like he's got some good zip on the fastball. See what else he offers for the Lancers here. After this at-bat, we'll introduce Servite's defense. This one fouled off, challenged him with the fastball, and Curiel just underneath. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carson Bowen, Mikey Romero due up in this frame as well. If anybody gets on base, Casey Borba. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, overthrown fastball. It's 2-2. Curiel, one of the 6 extra base hits for the Lancers yesterday. His was a double. And that was in that 5-run third inning. He led things off with a double to left center. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and this one, a ground ball right back up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman Gutierrez, but Curiel will beat it out as the ball skips away from Rodriguez, but Avikhauser there to back it up. It's an infield single for Curiel to open things up. And the Lancers have their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the first inning. Good range showed there by Gutierrez, just not enough to get the speedster going down the line. And Orange Lutheran will have a man on and nobody out here for Carson Bowen. Senior Aiden Avikhauser behind the plate once again for the Friars tonight. Johnny Rodriguez, the junior at first base. Senior Augie Gutierrez at second. Roman Martin, the junior at short. Austin Robago, the senior at third base. In left is senior Trevor Schmidt. Jared Hawking, a senior in center, and Joey Rossetti, the senior in right tonight for the Friars. First pitch to Bowen. Misses a bit low below the knees. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Carson Bowen 2 for 4 yesterday. Ended up scoring a run and driving one in as well. Reached base 3 times. Also had a walk in yesterday's game. Another one of those 6 extra base hits. He too had a double. Derek Curiel dances at first. Here's the pitch. This one a line drive and a diving catch made by Gutierrez. The throw a bit offline. And Curiel gets back in safely as he slides in. Gutierrez, boy, he came to play tonight. Got a bit of help there as the ball kind of tailed in his direction as he ranged to his right towards the second base bag. Full extension on the catch. Had the presence of mind to get back up and try to throw to first to double up Curiel, who gets back in. So Mikey Romero will make his way to the plate as Bowen is robbed of a base hit. Romero 2 triples yesterday. A couple of runs scored and an RBI. He's got 4 triples on the year, and we're in game number 10. Opens up the stance just a hair here for this one as he fouls off the first pitch a bit inside. The count is 0-1. Romero team high 10 hits this season. He comes in batting .333. Half of those hits have gone for extra bases, 1 double, and those 4 triples we just mentioned. LSU signee, left-handed bat. There goes Curiel. Fastball outside, just a bit outside, and the throw is high from Avikhauser. And Curiel slides in safely. Lancers with a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. One ball, 1 strike. Curiel making some things happen on the base paths here. Now an RBI opportunity for Romero if he can find a gap. Negretti out of the stretch. Steps off here. Curiel moving around over there, being held by Roman Martin. The two exchanging a couple of words just to the left of the second base bag. Here comes the 1-1. This one, a ground ball back to Gutierrez at second. Throw in the run, a 1-hopper in, and Romero is retired for out number 2. Going to third base is Curiel, and Borba will have an opportunity to drive him home here with 2 outs. Everything has gone to Gutierrez so far in this inning. Ground ball by Curiel, a line drive from Bowen, and now another ground ball from Romero. He's been busy. See what Casey Borba can do this year, coming off of a game in which he hit his first home run of the year and first varsity home run here for the Lancers. Here comes the pitch, and that one just misses the outside edge to the right-hander. The count is 1-0. His home run scored the 8th run of the ball game for the Lancers in yesterday's game. 5th inning, followed up a triple by Mikey Romero in which he came around to score on the same play after a throwing error from right field by Servite. Here comes the 1-0 upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Overall yesterday, Casey Borba 1 for 2, 3 runs scored. He walked twice in the ball game. In fact, Borba's got 8 walks this year. He's been patient at the plate. Here comes the 2-0. Swing and a miss and a big one. Liked that fastball just below the letter, and the count goes to 2-1. 6'1", Texas University commit. Comes in batting .261. He's got 6 hits on the year, 2 of those going for extra bases. Anchoring third base, here comes the pitch, and that one's inside. And the count is 3-1. Good hitter's count here for the right-hander. Gabe Miranda on deck. See if he can get a clutch hit here. Pretty good sized gap on the left side of the infield. Martin playing pretty deep at short. Here comes the pitch, and this one popped up, and that's going to get out of play. Watch out behind us in the stands. That will just clear him. And the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got a pitch to hit just underneath it there was Borba. As he clears, resets, and steps back in. Big pitch coming up here from Kai Negretti. Bottom of the first, 2 outs, a full count on Casey Borba with Derek Curiel at third base and Orange Lutheran chasing a 3-0 deficit. Here comes the pitch, fastball, bloop shot towards the shallow center field. That will fall. Coming home to score is Curiel, and Borba comes through with a 2-out RBI single, and Orange Lutheran is on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it to get it past Gutierrez at second base, who is chasing it into the outfield. And Hawking, who was trying to come in from center, couldn't quite get there either. So Orange Lutheran's got a run here in the bottom of the first inning, and now Gabe Miranda's got an opportunity. Miranda has opened up the stance from the left side. Here comes the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Looked like a slider there from Negretti. The count is 0-1. Miranda did not have a hit yesterday, 0 for 2, but did score a run. Did have a walk in the ball game. For him, that came in that 5-run third inning. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Negretti. That one misses low and away. It's 1-1. Pardon me, Miranda scored after he reached on an error in the third. My mistake. He was walked in the second, but stranded at second base yesterday. Negretti looks over at first. Here comes the offering, and that one again dips low. All breaking balls to start things out here for Miranda, and he's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. His 8 hits rank second on the team heading into the ball game tonight. Batting average at .320, and again, half of those for extra bases. Two balls, 1 strike. And Negretti will fire to first to check on Borba. He's back in safely. Hawking playing just a bit to the right of dead center. And Rossetti just a tad bit more towards the right field line, anticipating a pull here from Gabe Miranda. Here comes the pitch, and this one popped up foul and out of play. Count goes to 2-2. He's got a bit of an uppercut swing, and just a bit late on that fastball up in the zone. The 6'3" senior check the armband for the next play as the count goes to 2-2. On deck is Brian Martinez. Casey Borba over at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The 2-2 swung on and missed. And Negretti gets out of the inning, allowing just 1 run. But the Lancers inch a bit closer here in this one. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left on base. We are through 1 inning of play here at Hart Park. It's Servite with the lead over Orange Lutheran. It's 3-1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the top of the second in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
Leading off and batting 8th for Servite, right fielder, number 10, Joey Rossetti.
Top of the second inning here, 3-1 Servite as the Friars head up against Luis Rodriguez once again. It'll be Joey Rossetti, Austin Robago, and back to the top of the order with Jared Hawking here in this inning. They jumped on him for 3 runs in the first, and he misses with a cutter just a bit outside to the left-hander to open things up here in the second. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors for Servite. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for Orange Lutheran through 1 here tonight. The 1-0 offering. Checked his swing, this one a bit up and away as well, and the count goes to 2-0. Nathan Percy and John Legg alongside you here tonight. Happy to have you joining us for this Wednesday evening ball game. Servite trying to tie up the series. Orange Lutheran going for the win here tonight as this one chopped foul down the first base line, and the count goes to 2-1. Joey Rossetti played right field for the first couple of innings yesterday, but did not factor in the lineup. He was the defensive specialist with Miles Scott batting in the 5 spot and doing the pitching to start the game yesterday as this 2-1 is swung on and missed. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once Miles Scott's day was done on the mound in the third inning, he took over in right field, and Rossetti was out of the ball game. With Scott getting the day off tonight, it's Rossetti's turn at the plate. This one a line drive to second. Picked up there on a hop by Chase Cummings. Was leaning away as he threw it over to first, but got it to Miranda in time for out number 1. That ball was hit pretty hard there from Rossetti, and Cummings had to go back for it a little bit to make sure he got it in the glove, and then was leaning away from first base as he threw it. But they got the out anyway. A good play by the senior, and that will bring up the number 9 batter, Austin Robago. Rodriguez resetting here on the mound. Again, working with Bowen here tonight. The first pitch to Robago is a bit upstairs, and the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Robago in the 9th spot yesterday as well. He went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He was pinch hit for late in the ball game. He's a left-hander. Slightly open stance, knees bent at the plate. The 1-0. Same spot, still no call. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Robago checks in at about 5'10". Apparently he needs to be about 5'11" in order for Rodriguez to get that call. Here comes the 2-0. And that one's called a strike. It's 2-1. Looked to be the same spot, maybe just a hair lower than the first 2 offerings, but he gets it that time as he tries to establish the outside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one inside, chopped right back up the middle. Rodriguez off the mound to field the position, throws over to first. He got him. Nice play there by the senior right-hander. And that'll be the second out of the inning as Robago is retired. Back to the top of the order we go with Jared Hawking. Ball did not go very far. Rodriguez called off Bowen to pick it up. Good call, too. He had the better arm angle to just pick it up and throw over to first.
Jared Hawking.
And this inning a lot more comfortable for him here with nobody on and 2 outs. Hawking due up next. He was hit by a pitch to open up the ball game. He comes in after a 1 for 3 performance yesterday. First pitch in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Hawking, Schmidt, and Miles Scott, the 3 hits for the Friars yesterday at home. Again, it was their first loss of the season. But when those bats are going, they can put up runs. They've shown that in the Loera tournament as this slider misses low and away. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. They put up 16 runs in Game 3 of that tournament against Fullerton High School. And in the championship, they left no doubt, putting up 18 runs against Lakewood, an 18-5 victory. Here comes the 0-1, that pitch a bit upstairs. Rodriguez has been shaking that right arm a little bit tonight. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. That one a slider that dips back in for a strike. It's 2-2. Jared Hawking checks in, 5'9", 180, like Roman Martin. He's going to UCLA. He's signed, however. He'll be there next year. Very talented center fielder. His bat went quiet against Orange Lutheran last year. As this pitch comes in, this one is swung on and missed. Another slider there from Rodriguez. And that will do it here for the top of the second inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the senior right-hander. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Friars. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Servite with a 3-1 lead over Orange Lutheran. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, Friends, established in 2002, veteran-owned and operated Innovative Career Resources and Staffing, is one of Orange County's premier recruiting and staffing firms and a sponsor of Orange Lutheran Baseball. If you're looking for great people for your company or looking to make a career move, contact Innovative Career Resources and Staffing at 714-508-8620. And baseball fans, are you looking for reliable in this frame to face off against the lefty? Derek Curiel scoring from third on a RBI base hit by Casey Borba, who picks up his second run batted in of the series. And for Casey Borba, his fifth run batted in of the season. It's Brian Martinez, who had a double in yesterday's game, the third for Orange Lutheran. He'll try to keep it going here tonight. That double scored 2 runs. He went 1 for 2 with a run scored as well. Right-hander ready to go. That fastball misses a bit up. The count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball very straight out of the hands of Negretti, but a lot of speed, and the Lancers at times have not been able to catch up to it here tonight. Even stance likes to be as relaxed as possible at the plate, does Martinez. He says if he gets too jumpy, that's when he rolls it over. By that means he hits ground balls to short, maybe to third. He's ahead 2 balls and no strikes after the fastball misses inside from Negretti. Here comes the 2-0 offering. Swing and a miss. He liked that one. Foul tipped into the mitt, of Avikhauser, and it goes to 2-1. Bit of a slow start at the plate for Martinez, but hopefully that double can start to turn things around. He's batting .192 heading into the contest tonight. Here comes the 2-1. Up about letter high, and he swings through that one. Count goes to 2-2. 5'11", and as we mentioned in the interview, last year when we heard that he was coming to Orange Lutheran, first thing that head coach Eric Borba said is watch his bat. He is really good swinging the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the offering, and this one fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Again, he reminded me in his response about transferring into Orange Lutheran a little bit of Stephen Mara from last year, the senior last year who had transferred in from Claremont High School, much the same. He said the competition is just on another level here in the Trinity League. 2-2. This one chopped over to third. Picking it up is Robago. He'll throw over to first, and that's true. Martinez retired for out number 1. Robago rushed in to make sure that that one didn't take 2 hops. And the leadoff man retired here for Orange Lutheran as Ben Ryland will make his way to the plate. The sophomore left-hander, 1 for 2 yesterday with a run batted in. His single brought home the first run of the ball game in the top of the second yesterday. As Casey Borba came around to score. First pitch he shows bunt. This one inside as he jumps away from it. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Don't know what it is, but it seems like more often than not when he shows the bunt, that ball is being thrown inside on him. Even stance at the plate here as the 1-0 comes in, and that one's upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. He's about 5'8", bends the knees at the plate a little bit, shortens up that strike zone. Negretti takes a couple of steps off the back of the mound, and he'll head back up here as he readies for the 2-0. Here it comes. Upstairs again. It's 3 balls and no strikes. A little bit of recoil there after that fastball from the senior left-hander. I mentioned it before, he has been Servite's most consistent pitcher over the last year plus. Here comes the 3-0. That one's in there for a strike. It's 3-1. It was not often you would see a line from Kai Negretti last year where he gave up more than 1 run. But again, he was the subject of a lot of low-scoring ball games and just didn't quite get the wins because the offense wasn't there, as this one is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 3-2. Could see it here as a sophomore. We had a chance to see him out of the bullpen a couple of times in that shortened season. He had the stuff on the mound. It certainly translated last year. And once again at the beginning of the year here for Servite as this one is fouled off to the left. 2-strike pitch spoiled there by Ryland. We'll try it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 3-1 the lead for Servite as Orange Lutheran tries to battle back. Here's the payoff one more time from Negretti. This one blooped into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. So a 1-out single here from Ben Ryland, the 3rd hit of the ball game for Orange Lutheran. And he puts himself on base for Chase Cummings, who will be up next. Casey Borba and Ben Ryland both getting some soft line drives into the shallow part of center field. those will play here at Hart Park with the wind blowing in and the temperature going down. It's a little bit warmer than it has been the first few games here at Hart Park. It's been in the 50s in the first 3 games. We're still in the mid-60s here tonight. And again, that wind blowing from left center field towards the first base line. Chase Cummings makes his way to the plate as the senior looks at a first pitch that bounces in nice. Glove work there by Avikhauser. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. That keeps Ryland over at first base as Chase Cummings yesterday 1 for 3 with a run scored. That hit coming in the 5th inning. And his hit was what knocked out Andy Mike in that 5th inning. He was the second pitcher of the ball game for Servite as they throw over to first. Ryland slides back in safely. Just one of those games for the Lancers. When they got something going, they just kept it up. In that 3rd inning yesterday, they sent 8 men to the plate, and in the 5th inning, they sent 10 men to the plate. Sean Gilbert saying before the game that there were just a couple of mistakes on bunts early on, and it just kind of snowballed after that as this pitch misses low. The count goes to 2-0 here on Chase Cummings. But again, one of the benefits of the 3-game series, you get right back into it the next day. You don't have a whole lot of time to dwell on it. Servite just letting that one go and coming back to work here tonight. This one misses a bit upstairs, and it's 3-0 here on Chase Cummings. .222 the batting average for the senior. 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and 18 at-bats. Even stance at the plate, bends the knees just slightly and watches that fastball hit at the knees for a strike. It's 3-1. About 6'1" here is Chase Cummings, the transfer from Santiago of Corona a couple of seasons ago. Perhaps the most clutch hitter in the Lancers lineup over the last year and change. We've talked about that a couple of times already this year as another throw goes over to first base. 3-1 the score. Both teams with 3 hits to this point. We're in the bottom of the 2nd with 1 out and a hitter's count here for Chase Cummings. It's 3-1. Takes a big exhale as he twirls the bat and gets back in the batter's box. There goes Ryland. That pitch upstairs. It won't matter. He'll get to second safely anyway as Cummings walks to first on 5 pitches. So the Lancers now with 2 runners aboard. Sawyer Vortman will be the next man up. He's batting in the 9 spot the first time through the order. Again, we mentioned before the ball game that they had penciled in Connor Luetto as the designated hitter tonight, but much like yesterday, we figured that Eric Borba, the head coach, would figure out who the best person to send to the plate would be in those moments when the 9 spot was up. And this time around, he goes with Sawyer Vortman, who got 2 at-bats yesterday. Ended up going 1 for 2 with the runs scored late in the ball game. And again, each time he's in a ball game, he seems to find a way to get at least 1 hit, as this one misses a bit low and inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. And with Negretti struggling and falling behind batters here in this inning, Dwayne Page, the pitching coach for Servite, will head out and have a chat with him here. Again, runners on first and second with 1 out. Orange Lutheran chasing 2 runs. It's 3-1 Servite. As Dwayne Page will head out to have a chat here with Kai Negretti. Sawyer Vortman ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone in the coach's radar. Friends, Brake and Tire Depot is a Lancer family-owned small business serving Orange County for 31 years and proud sponsors of Orange Lutheran Baseball. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. Once again, that's Brake and Tire Depot. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for Orange Lutheran Baseball and all of you who support us on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Pleasure to be here with you tonight on a breezy, cool evening here in Orange County. Sawyer Vortman ready to go once again as Negretti is ready to get back to work. At second base is Ben Ryland. At first is Chase Cummings. One out here in the bottom of the second. And Negretti will look back at second but will not throw. Derek Curiel waiting on deck. Vortman this season, .389 the batting average. He's got 7 hits in 8 at-bats, couple of runs batted in, including a game-winning RBI against Gar High School all the way back in the opener. There go both runners. Ryland's going to head to third, and slipping at third base is Robago, and that one gets into left field. Ryland will come around to score, and going to second base is Chase Cummings. So the Lancers put pressure on that defense, and it pays off as Ryland comes around to score. It's now 3-2 in favor of Servite. To third, and slipping at third base is Robago, and that one gets into left field. Ryland will come around to score, and going to second base is Chase Cummings. Vortman took it for ball 2, and then as Robago was trying to get back, the throw got past him and into left field. Now the Lancers with the tying run in scoring position as Vortman fouls off the 2-0 offering. The count goes to 2-1. Ryland committed to it. Cummings was headed back to first when that throw went to third base from Aiden Avikhauser. Once it got into left field, Cummings turned around again and went back to the second base bag. So 3-2 the score. First error of the ball game for Servite. It's on the throw there by Avikhauser. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt again. Pops it up foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orange Lutherans had a bit of an issue with trying to get the bunt down this season. And with 2 strikes on Vortman, it's likely called off here. Servite plated 3 runs to open the ball game in the top of the first. Orange Lutheran answered with 1. They've got 1 here and 1 in scoring position. Here's the 2-2. Downstairs, a breaking ball. Nicely blocked there by Avikhauser behind the plate, and it goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just another day in the Trinity League here. Exciting baseball as Orange Lutheran tries to get back into this one. St. John Bosco still leads Mater Dei 1-0 in Santa Ana. 3-2. And that one misses low. A walk to Sawyer Vortman. He'll head down to first, and the Lancers have runners at first and second here for Derek Curiel. Back-to-back walks issued here by Negretti. He's allowed 3 hits and now 2 runners on walks. And Curiel, who's got one of those base hits and a run scored, will head up for the second time tonight. Roman Martin will head in to hold Cummings over at second base. And playing behind Vortman at first is Johnny Rodriguez. This inning started with a Brian Martinez ground out. The next 3 have all reached here for Orange Lutheran. This fastball hits just above the knees on Curiel, and the count is 0-1. His single right back up the middle. Ended up coming around to score on an RBI base hit by Casey Borba with 2 outs. Out of the stretch, Negretti, 0-1. Here comes the pitch, and that slider misses outside. Trying to frame it there was Avikhauser, but no call, and the count goes to 1-1. Curiel, the number 2 ranked prospect out of the state of California by Prep Baseball Report. Again, starting to turn things around. Had a pretty quick start to his year, his freshman season last year. He's gone a bit slower to start his sophomore campaign, and perhaps that's because more people are aware of him and have adjusted their strategy against him for this year. Rests the bat head on the shoulder as he awaits Negretti to come set. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Negretti again looking back at Chase Cummings, who scurries back to the bag. Hawking playing just off of dead center to the right. And playing towards the line is Joey Rossetti in right field, so still a fairly large gap out there in right center. If Curiel can pull one that way, he tries to go opposite field this time, but fouls it off to the left, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Carson Bowen. He lined out to second on a diving stop by Gutierrez back in the first inning. You can hear that wind starting to gust in from left center. Could favor left-handers who pull the ball. Guys like Gabe Miranda and Mikey Romero. This pitch is outside. It's 2-2. Curiel trying to focus on keeping the left arm, the trail arm inside on the swing. He gets back in the batter's box. Came in just below 300 on the year. Here comes the 2-2. Line drive to right center field, exactly where that gap was. And Cummings will round third. He'll come home to score. This game is tied at 3. Sawyer Vortman gets to third. It's an RBI base hit, and Curiel's now 2 for 2 on the night. Came in just below 300 on the year. Here comes the 2-2. Line drive to right center field, exactly where that gap was. And Cummings will round third. He'll come home to score. This game is tied at 3. Towards left field. Curiel went with that fastball and just drove it right to right center field. And another ball hit hard here tonight, as the Lancers have put up 3 now here on Negretti, who had given up 1 run on 12 hits, or pardon me, 1 run in 12 innings coming into the ball game. He fires here to Bowen, who tries to bunt, pops it up foul to the right, and the count goes to 0-1. Lancers threatening to take the lead here. They've tied it up after falling behind 3-0 after the top of the first. Vortman now at third. Curiel at first. 4 consecutive Lancers reaching base after Brian Martinez grounded out to lead off the inning. Here comes the 0-1. Again shows bunt, pulls it inside. This one skips away. Here comes Vortman. He will slide in safely, and the Lancers do take the lead. It's now 4-3. That ball inside and low. Curiel at first. 4 consecutive Lancers reaching base after Brian Martinez grounded out to lead off the inning. Here comes the 0-1. Again shows bunt, pulls it inside. This one skips away. Here comes Vortman. He will slide in safely, and the Lancers do take the lead. 16 runs in the series here for Orange Lutheran in 9 innings. As this pitch is outside, it's 3-1. Pardon me, 2-1. My mistake. Again, Bowen lined out to second baseman Gutierrez, who robbed him of a base hit with a diving catch. He's holding the runner Curiel at second base. Bowen had a multi-hit game yesterday. There goes the runner to third. That one's in there for a strike. The throw, and that one is not in time. Good throw there by Avikhauser, but Curiel was able to get the foot in before Robago could turn that glove over. And the Lancers with another runner 90 feet from the plate. Now Servite will bring the infield in. The Friars have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. And here comes a baseball from the bullpen. Servite used 4 pitchers yesterday, but 2 of those pitchers only went 1 inning. Grotus went an inning and 2/3. And Cardenas went 1 inning. No pitcher threw less than 25 pitches. Here's a fly ball into center field. Hocking will patrol. He'll make the catch. Curiel's going to try it anyway. Here comes the throw. A one-hopper, and Curiel slides in safely. Avikhauser tried to reach across. And Cardenas went 1 inning. No pitcher threw less than 25 pitches. Here's a fly ball into center field. Hocking will patrol. He'll make the catch. Curiel's going to try it anyway. Here comes the throw. A one-hopper, and Curiel slides in safely. And the Lancers have put up 4 here in the inning. 2 outs. Mikey Romero coming up with nobody on.
Now batting for your Lancers, shortstop, number 35.
Luis Rodriguez back in the bullpen here for Orange Lutheran, trying to warm up as the Lancers have put up a long bottom of the second inning. Romero for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. pardon me, that was the third consecutive ball hit towards Gutierrez back in the first. Negretti trying to shake off this inning. Here comes the first pitch, and that one a slider misses low and away. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. A lot of left-handers in both of these lineups, and Romero a couple of hits in the series, couple of triples yesterday. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch, and that one's upstairs from Negretti. It's 2-0. Negretti in 2 starts had only given up 7 hits to this point. He's given up 4 here tonight. 2-0. Upstairs again, 3 balls and no strikes. Again, Orange Lutheran Eric Borba before the game saying that the Lancers just need to keep the foot on the gas, keep going. Here's the 3-0. This one lifted deep out towards right field, well up in the air. Camping under it is the right fielder Rossetti, and he will make the catch to end the frame. But a big one for Orange Lutheran here in the bottom of the second as they put up 4 runs on 2 hits. No errors, one error, and nobody left on base. We're through 2 innings of play here at Hart Park, and Orange Lutheran now with a 5-3 lead over Servite. Head to the top of the third in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Welcome back to Hart Park. Top of the third inning we go. Orange Lutheran with a 5-3 lead over Servite as Augie Gutierrez leads things off. He's ahead of the count against Luis Rodriguez. 2 balls, no strikes. Rodriguez was warming up in the bullpen trying to get loose once again after a long bottom of the second inning. And the first 2 have missed here as Gutierrez reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning, came around to score on an RBI single by Johnny Rodriguez. Servite put up 3 runs in that frame. Orange Lutheran has since scored 1 in the bottom of the first inning and 4 in the second inning. Excuse me. Ooh, there goes the bat as this one is swung on and fouled off by Gutierrez. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Gutierrez will walk over towards the Orange Lutheran dugout to pick that one back up as Rodriguez tries to climb back in. Again, a chilly night here at Hart Park. We're in Orange, California for this one. Take a look at the temperature. We're still at 64 degrees, but the wind coming in from left center makes it feel a little bit cooler. Gutierrez, the right-hander, has already made some great plays at second base tonight. 2-1. This one popped up and foul out of play to the right-hand side. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Through 2 innings of play, as we mentioned, 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Lancers. 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for Servite. Two balls, 2 strikes. The 3-run deficit back in the first, the largest the Lancers have faced all year, this being their 10th game of the season. Rodriguez ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and this one fouled off again. Good tough battle from Augie Gutierrez, who is in his senior season. Again, playing second base. Had a pretty good series against the Lancers last year in Game 3. Had a 2-run home run at Servite to left field. That came off the bat of Evan Miranda. Or pardon me, off the arm of Evan Miranda. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed as Rodriguez comes back to get him for out number 1. Third strikeout for the senior right-hander. And with 1 out, nobody on, that'll bring up Roman Martin.
Shortstop, number 1.
Martin singled, later came around to score back in the first inning. His run coming around on a Kai Negretti RBI base hit. That hit, that hit back in the first of the series for Martin as he takes one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Highly touted shortstop prospect, and again, in a couple of years, he'll be a Bruin. Slightly closed stance as he bends the knees, rests the bat head on the right shoulder. Here comes the 0-1. And that one misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And so much excitement about this Servite team and the experience that they bring back after what was a pretty good 2021. They finished 3rd in the Trinity League. It was a 6-9 record. They had the the tiebreaker over Santa Margarita, who finished 4th. Take that back, make that Mater Dei, who finished 4th. This curveball stays high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1. Here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. That fastball misses a bit outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Favorable count here for Roman Martin, who was a big part of that success last year. Friars ultimately lost in the first round of the Division I playoffs to Martin Luther King High out in Riverside. 3-1. This one right back up the middle, hits Rodriguez. He chases it down behind the mound, but Martin's going to be able to make it to first safely. Rodriguez immediately shakes off his head coach and the trainer. He'll go back to work on the mound, and we're thankful that he's okay there, but that one was a hot shot right back to him as Martin is now 2 for 2. So 1 out base runner here for Servite as they trail by 2 runs, and that'll bring up Trevor Schmidt. See if Rodriguez, he might throw a couple of warm-up tosses before he gets back. No, he's going to give everybody the thumbs up. He's going to get right back into it. This Servite program, going back a bit to its history, has made the playoffs every year since 2017. Trevor Schmidt, first pitch, and that one's in there for a called strike on the inside edge. He's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first inning. We're here in the top of the 3rd. 1 out and a runner on first in Roman Martin, who's 2 for 2. 4th hit of the ball game for the Friars tonight. Here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. This one lifted into right field on a line, and that will fall in for a base hit as well. Nice swing there from Schmidt. Took a slider and pushed it to right field. Now 2 runners aboard here for Servite as Martin moves up to second. Johnny Rodriguez will be the next man up. Through his first handful of appearances, Rodriguez was looking untouchable this season. All of a sudden, Servite's bringing him back down. So the Friars now have 5 hits and are threatening to get back into this one. Again, it's 5-3 Orange Lutheran. Not often we see high scores early in this one, and we're considering 5-3 high for Hart Park because many of these ball games end up being fairly close, 2-1 or 4-3. We already have 8 runs through 2 full innings as the first pitch is in there for a strike on the number 5 batter, Johnny Rodriguez. And the count goes to 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another slider. And the count goes to 0-2. Martin at second. And Schmidt at first. Back-to-back singles with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Again, this Servite team with a great opportunity here in 2022 Here comes the 0-2 offering, and this one is swung on and missed as well. So quick work made of Johnny Rodriguez, and Luis Rodriguez 1 out away from getting out of the jam as he picks up his 4th strikeout of the night. And with 2 away and 2 on, that'll bring up Kai Negretti looking to help his own cause. Again, Jay Serra has already lost 2 against Santa Margarita this week. They lost 5-4 this afternoon on a walk-off hit by the Eagles. Jay Serra has fallen to 1-4 to open up their 2022 league campaign. First pitch on the left-hander Negretti. This one chopped up the first base line, but it will bounce foul. And the count goes to 0-1. St. John Bosco trying to win a series away from Mater Dei. The Braves still up 1-0 on the road in Santa Ana tonight. They won yesterday 6-2. And, of course, for Santa Margarita, they won on the road at Jay Serra last night 6-2 as well. Trinity League a lot more balanced this season, but with the experience that these two teams bring back, you have to think that this is one of the most important series of the year, as this breaking ball misses a bit up and away, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Negretti 6-1. He singled in the first inning and drove home a run. Here's the pitch, and this one again fouled off the front foot, it appeared, and it goes towards third base. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. When the Lancers come up in the bottom half of the third, it'll be Casey Borba to lead things off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up. Gabe Miranda and Brian Martinez will follow. The Lancers sent up 7 men to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. Servite trying to make something happen here in the third. Roman Martin at second base. Over at first is Trevor Schmidt. Negretti behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ready to go here against Rodriguez, who checks the runner at second and fires to the plate. Here's a line drive deep to right, but Martinez will be there, lifts up the glove and hauls it in. Good contact there from Negretti, but Martinez there to put it away, and that will do it for the Friars here in the top of the third. They do get a couple of hits, but cannot bring them around to score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. Orange Lutheran 5 and Servite 3. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, baseball fans, are you ready for a front or backyard makeover? Premier Outdoor Builders can help you design and build a stunning front yard or backyard of your dreams. Trusted by Lancer families to handle their outdoor living needs, Premier Outdoor Builders can handle your next outdoor living project. From custom pools, patio covers, barbecues, fire features, hardscapes, and driveways, they will handle all your design and build needs. Find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders and mention this ad when you call to get a free 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. Once again, find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders and mention this ad when you call to get a free 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. Casey Borba, Gabe Miranda, Brian Martinez to face off against Negretti here in this bottom of the third inning. And as the left-hander tries to battle back from a tough bottom of the second in which he gave up 4 runs on 2 hits. He walked a couple of batters. They both came around to score. So Negretti tries to get back on track here in this inning. Again, Servite did have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen in the second, and it looks like somebody is tossing over there as he begins the third. See what happens here as Borba heads to the plate. So far tonight, 1 for 1, an RBI single, a bloop shot into shallow center field just out of the reach of Gutierrez at second base. Clutch hit there from the junior who brought home Curiel for the Lancers' first run of the ball game back in the bottom of the first. So Borba will step in, lead things off here in the third. Couple of hits for him this season, including his first career home run with the Lancers yesterday. This one popped up and drifting out of plate towards the right, and it will stay in the field, but out of the reach of the right fielder, Joey Rossetti, as the count goes to 0-1. University of Texas commit Casey Borba. Said he went to the campus, I believe it was late in the year last year, and just loved everything about the program. Said it just felt right, and committed right before the start of this year. Here's a line drive down the left field line. That'll one hop into the glove of Trevor Schmidt, and Casey Borba's now 2 for 2 on the night. So he will stop over at first base as the Lancers have their leadoff man on for the second time tonight. And with one on, nobody out, Gabe Miranda will be the next man up. Borba liked what he saw, swung at both pitches. Second one down the left field line, and he picks up hit number 8 on the year. Miranda steps in. He's 0 for 1, struck out back in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Negretti. He shows bunt, gets it down the third base line. Negretti will field it, turns, fires. He gets Miranda, but the sacrifice works as Borba heads into second base. And the Lancers have a runner in scoring position with one out, and Brian Martinez due up next. So that'll go as a 1-3 put out. Negretti to first baseman Johnny Rodriguez. But Miranda gets the job done here and puts Borba in scoring position. Now Brian Martinez, who hit a chopper over to third, well played by Robago back in the first inning. Pardon me, he led off the second inning as the first pitch comes in, and that one hits the outside edge for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-handed batter. In his senior season, again, he knew that his role last year was more of a reserve player as Max Andeal played right field and had a spectacular season. He's now off and running at Grand Canyon University as this one is chopped foul. The count goes to 0-2. Waited his turn, understands that he's got the role now and he wants to be a leader this year. Battling through some adversity to try to get that bat going here, but he's played solid defense in right field so far in 2022. Another guy a bit off the plate as he stands in the batter's box. Stands mostly straight up, relaxed approach with his hands at his chest with the bat handle. Negretti has his sign, comes set. Here comes the 0-2. This one just barely chopped foul towards the left-hand side, and the count remains 0-2 here on Martinez. He'll be a dirtbag next year. Long Beach State University is where he will call home for his collegiate days. Friars have a couple of them themselves. David Lejevic, the senior right-handed pitcher, will be heading there next year as well. This one fought off the inside part of the plate and fouled just beyond the Lancer dugout down the third base line. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 the count, but pitch number 5 coming in for Martinez here in this plate appearance. Wind continues to swirl out there in the outfield. Now, again, blowing from left field to the first base line. Here comes the pitch, and this one again fouled off. Martinez not making this easy. 0-2 with the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up in just a moment. Martinez, the first outfielder to head to Long Beach State since Joey Sanchez, who was a center fielder for the Lancers back in 2014, was his senior season. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the offering. That fastball just misses outside to the right-hander. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, we're here in the bottom of the third, a 5-3 lead for Orange Lutheran. Servite scored the first 3 runs of the ball game, but the Lancers have answered with 5 unanswered in the first and second innings. Casey Borba at second, led off with a base hit, was sacrificed into scoring position by Gabe Miranda. This one swung on and missed, dropped by Avikhauser. He will clear a lane, throw down to first. Borba's going to head to third, however, on the throw. Heads up base running by the junior as he gets it to third on that strikeout by Martinez. So Martinez strikes out, but because Avikhauser couldn't hang on to it, he turns it into a productive out. Borba moves up 90 feet, and now Ben Ryland with an opportunity with 2 outs and a runner at third. Ryland 1 for 1. He singled and scored back in the second inning. As the first pitch comes in from Negretti, that one hits the dirt, but blocked well by Avikhauser, and Borba will stay put at third. 1 ball, no strikes. Servite in the top of the fourth will have the bottom of the order due up. Avikhauser to lead things off. Tough start for Luis Rodriguez, but the offense to this point has picked him up. Lancers trying to get one more here with Ryland holding that bat handle high behind the helmet. Here's a line drive, a one-hopper that skips off the glove of Gutierrez, and Borba will come around to score. Ryland stays at first. The Lancers extend it to 6-3 here tonight. Rodriguez, but the offense to this point has picked him up. Lancers trying to get one more here with Ryland holding that bat handle high behind the helmet. Here's a line drive, a one-hopper that skips off the glove of Gutierrez, and Borba will come around to score. Just let that one play him a little bit. Maybe took a hop a little higher than he thought it would, and that allows Ryland to reach first base safely. So Chase Cummings heads to the plate. He walked and scored back in the second. 6-3 the score. Both teams with 5 hits. This one popped up foul and out of play. And the count is 0-1. Cummings, the 6'1" second baseman, has found a home there last year. Was kind of in a three-man rotation, if you will, at third, although Casey Borba really had the handle on that position. Cummings and then senior Ryan White also got starts at third base last year. White now at Cypress College. This one bunted, but foul off of the foot there of Cummings as he was trying to make his way down to first base. It's 0-2. In fact, Orange Lutheran put up an Instagram post earlier today about 4 former Lancers playing against each other over the weekend. 3 representing Cypress College and 1 at Golden West. It was Weston Millis, Ryan White, and Evan Adolphus with the Cypress College baseball team. And, of course, for Golden West, it was Connor Patty. A lot of players from both of these teams playing at the collegiate level. Servite's had a couple of guys who have made big impacts at with their college baseball teams. Here comes the 0-2. There goes the runner. It's outside. Avikhauser can't get a grip on it the first time, and he'll just toss it back to Negretti. As getting into second base is Ben Ryland. Runner in scoring position now, and a 1-2 count here on Chase Cummings. 2 guys that come to mind for Servite up at the University of Oregon. Christian Schifatelli and Tanner Smith, who have had pretty good careers up there. This one, a fly ball down the right field line. Chasing it out there is Joey Rossetti, and he will run that one down. Looked like it was going to be a foul ball, but Rossetti doesn't give Cummings another opportunity, and that ends the inning. So the Lancers are held to just 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base here in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the fourth here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran 6 and Servite 3. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
Game 1 is Tuesday, March 22nd at Mater Dei, beginning at 6:30. Then your Lancers will be home for game
Top of the fourth inning we go here at Hart Park. 6-3 the score. Orange Lutheran with the lead over Servite as the Friars send up the bottom of the order here against Luis Rodriguez. Aiden Avikhauser to lead things off. Joey Rossetti and Austin Robago do up as well if any of them get on base. Back to the top of the order we go with Jared Hawking, Nathan Percy, and John Legg alongside you here tonight. Happy to have you along with us for this Wednesday night ball game. Game number 2 of this 3-game series between these two. Orange Lutheran leads the series 1-0 as Servite tries to tie it up here tonight. First pitch from Luis Rodriguez skips away from Bowen. It was in the dirt. The count's 1 ball and no strikes here on Aiden Avikhauser, who grounded out to third his first time up. Here's the pitch. This one a line drive hit to left. Looks like it'll hang up long enough for Ryland to get there, and it does. He traps it for out number 1. And on 2 pitches, Aiden Avikhauser retired for the first out as Joey Rossetti will make his way to the plate. Got a good piece of it, but Ryland didn't have to go very far for it. And now Rossetti will head up for his second plate appearance. He bounced out to second his first time up.
Joey Rossetti.
Again, back to Servite and those players at the collegiate level. In 2018, Christian Schifatelli, Tanner Smith, both at Oregon. Dawson Gilbert also in that class. He went to the University of the Pacific. Of course, he's the son of head coach Sean Gilbert. 2019, Emmanuel Dean went to UCLA. Knowlton Clark, a pitcher, initially went to Purdue. He's now at the University of Kansas. Of course, in 2020, Garrett Guillemette, the talented catcher, is now at USC. Some other guys who have played collegiate baseball earlier, as the count is 0-1 here on Rossetti. Michael Flynn, who went to the University of Arizona, had a great collegiate career as this one is fouled off to the right-hand side. The count goes to 0-2. So this Servite program has sent ball players to good Division I programs. Results have not quite been there in terms of wins and losses, but they're competitive every year, and they're always in the mix in terms of getting a playoff spot out of this tough league as this pitch misses low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been an up and down night for Rodriguez so far tonight. He's gone 3 innings, but he's allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. He's struck out 4. Has not allowed a walk, though he has hit a batter here tonight. Here comes the 1-2, and that one's low and inside. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Servite program has traditionally had at least 1 good pitcher every year. This year, Kai Negretti was the one coming in tonight. As the 2-2 comes in, it's just a bit outside. Full count here on the left-hander, Joey Rossetti. Rodriguez shakes off the first sign. Likes the second one here from Bowen. The payoff pitch. This one grounded towards short under the glove as Romero tried to backhand it and into left field. It's a base hit for Joey Rossetti. And after a long battle there, he wins it and gets on base. A 1-out single here in the top of the 4th. That'll bring up the number 9 man, Austin Robago, who tonight is 0 for 1. Chopped one just in front of the plate, handled by Luis Rodriguez back in the 2nd inning. Servite again putting on another base runner. Luis Rodriguez has only had 1 clean inning tonight, and that was the 2nd. Got out of a jam with runners at first and second and 1 out in the 3rd. Now Servite trying to start things up again here in the 4th. 1 out, runner at first, Austin Robago. Looking to step in, one final sign from his head coach Sean Gilbert, who's at the front of the Servite dugout. Out of the stretch, Rodriguez fires this one a line drive. That's going to drop for a base hit into center field. Stopping at second base is Rossetti, and Robago's got a base hit. Back-to-back singles here with 1 out. Servite in business once again as we turn it back over to the top of the lineup. Jared Hawking coming up next. Again, our score 6-3, but Servite trying to get back into it. And Eric Borbo will make the walk out to the pitcher's mound here to at least talk here with Luis Rodriguez and the infield. Again, the score is 6-3, but the tying run now coming to the plate here for Servite in the top of the fourth with just one out. Well, friends, a sponsor of Orange Lutheran Baseball, Superior Truck Supply is the leading provider of family-owned heavy-duty truck parts in the Los Angeles and Orange County areas. Once again, that's Superior Truck Supply. And Bellflower Collision, where quality is no accident, is an authorized repair shop for Norm Reeves Honda, the #1 Honda dealer in the world. Visit them at bellflowercollision.com. Once again, that's bellflowercollision.com. Once again, a big thank you to the sponsors who support us here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar, and of course support the Lancer program here each and every year. Jared Hawking with an opportunity now as he heads to the plate. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. Struck out swinging against Rodriguez in a 1-2-3 second inning. He's got Rossetti over at second base and Austin Robago over at first. Another good opportunity for the Friars to chip away at this 3-run deficit. So the Lancers now have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Rodriguez checks the runner at second, fires to the plate. That pitch just misses outside. Looked pretty good back here, but no call from the home plate umpire. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Romero holding the runner over at second as Hawking takes his time getting back in the batter's box. One ball, no strikes. Rodriguez looks back at second. Here comes the pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. It's 1-1, just below the letters there for Hawking, who checks in again, 5'9". Came into tonight's action batting I did not update the batting averages. Came into the series batting .650. He was 13 for 20. He's now 14 for 23 after yesterday's game. 1-1 pitch. This one a bloop shot towards center field. Actually, that'll get a bit deeper than I thought. Curiel makes the catch, and the throw goes to Romero at short, who cuts it off before it gets to Borba at third. Runners stay at first and second. Now 2 outs here for Augie Gutierrez.
Second baseman, number 24.
0 for 2, but with a run scored tonight as the senior second baseman as he steps in. A fielder's choice back in the first. He struck out to open up the third inning. Trying to find a clutch hit here are the Friars. Rodriguez trying to get out of the inning here for the Lancers. Big lead over at second base for Joey Rossetti. He's not being held. As the first pitch comes in, a breaking ball in there for a called strike, and Rodriguez gets ahead 0-1. Orange Lutheran will have the 9, 1, and 2 batters due up when we get to the bottom of the fourth. Servite has had runners on first and second in each of the last 2 innings. And Rodriguez will look back to second base without a throw. Slightly open stance here for Gutierrez as Rodriguez stands tall and awaits the sign. He comes set and will throw to second base this time, but that skips off the bag. Will stay near Chase Cummings, who's able to put a glove on it. Curiel was rushing in from center just to be safe. Count remains no balls and 1 strike here on Augie Gutierrez, who checks into the ball game tonight. 5'10", 170, 154 average. Pardon me, make it a 125 average. It's been a slow start for him this year at the plate, and that one's a called strike. It's 0-2. One of those hits is a home run. He's scored 4 runs on the season. Bends the knees, shortens up that strike zone as Rodriguez looks back at second. The 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth, pardon me. This one chopped foul off the end of the bat. And the count remains 0-2. Aiden Avikhauser led off the inning by lining out to left. Back-to-back singles from Joey Rossetti and Austin Robago have put runners at first and second, and Jared Hawking flew out to shallow center. with both runners staying at their bags. Now it's 0-2 here on Gutierrez, who tries to call time, and now it's granted here. Didn't look like the umpire was going to grant it to him, and then Rodriguez, I believe, stepped off the stripe. Roman Martin waiting on deck. Here's the pitch. There go the runners. A curveball, and that one misses just a hair outside. No throw from Bowen, who thought it might have been strike 3, and getting into third base safely is Joey Rossetti. So now runners on the corners here for the Friars. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now here on Augie Gutierrez with 2 outs. Servite has 7 hits tonight. They're out hitting the Lancers by 2. But have not found the clutch hit since the first inning to bring them around to score. In the first 3 innings, they left 3 runners on base. They have 2 on base here in the 4th. There's a gap in right center. If Gutierrez can find it, here's the pitch. This one to left field. Ryland will back up. He's got a beat on it, and he will make the catch. And Rodriguez once again gets out of the inning unscathed. So the Friars put runners on the corners with 2 outs, but cannot bring them around to score. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We're halfway through this one, and Orange Lutheran leads Servite 6-3. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, baseball fans, do you need parts for your car? Why pay more? Shop Clark's first. Since 1976, Clark's stocks all the parts you need for your import, domestic, and European vehicles. Radiators, brake pads, starters and alternators, oxygen sensors, shocks and struts, and all the fuel injection parts, plus a whole lot more. Name brand parts at discount prices. Come in or shop online at clarksap.com. That's clarksap.com. And remember, at Clark's, we discount the discount. Over in Santa Ana, Mater Dei has tied things up with St. John Bosco in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Monarchs still threatening as well, as it's 1-1 there. St. John Bosco with a 1-0 edge over the Monarchs heading into the ball game tonight. Trying to tie it up is Mater Dei and send it into a winner-take-all Game 3, which will take place at St. John Bosco on Friday afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Of course, after tonight, this series will shift back over to Servite High School for a 3:15 p.m. start on Friday. We'll have all the action live for you there as well. If you can't be at Servite High School, check us out on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Sawyer Vortman to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th against Kai Negretti. First pitch, a fastball that just misses inside. And the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Vortman walked and later came around to score in the 2nd inning in what was a 4-run frame for Orange Lutheran. Even stance at the plate for the right-hander. The 1-0 is popped up foul and out of play as Negretti challenged him with a fastball. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll have to see who Servite decides to start in that Friday contest. Chris Grotus and Xavier Cardenas, who were the scheduled starters outside of Negretti for this series, both pitched late in the game yesterday. This pitch misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Grotus went 1 2/3 innings of work and threw 42 pitches, while Cardenas came in for the 7th inning and walked 2 and struck out 2 through 25 pitches in a scoreless frame. Here comes the 2-1. Popped up towards the left side. Into shallow left field it goes. Roman Martin will call everybody off, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Easy play there for the junior shortstop, and Vortman retired for the first time tonight. That'll take us back to the top of the order as Derek Curiel makes his way to the plate. Has been the ideal leadoff man tonight so far. Derek Curiel, 2 for 2, couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. He's also driven in 1 in this series, or pardon me, in this game tonight. Already 4 hits in the series for him this year, and if you'll recall, last year was really his breakout week with the Lancers, as the first pitch comes in from Negretti, and that one's in there for a called strike. 5 for 10 in the series last year, with 5 runs batted in, including 3 in the finale, a 9-4 victory on a Saturday afternoon. 0-1 the count on him here as this one is fouled off to the left, and that'll get well out of play. The count goes to 0-2. So already he is 4 for 6 in the series this week, went 2 for 4 yesterday with a single and a double, 2 runs scored and an RBI. He's already got 4 runs scored this week as well. Negretti stands tall, gets the sign, the 0-2 offering. Here it comes, and that one misses low and outside. The count goes to 1-2. Carson Bowen on deck, 1 out, nobody on for the Lancers here in the bottom of the 4th. It's 6-3 in favor of Orange Lutheran. Servite scored the first 3 runs in the top of the 1st. The Lancers have answered with a run in the bottom of the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 3rd as this one is poked foul, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch was low and away. Curiel reached for it, and he'll take a sigh of relief and nod his head at the good pitch there from Negretti and step back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sophomore center fielder from Covina, Derek Curiel. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and here's a ground ball to the right-hand side. Another diving stop by Gutierrez at second, and he got him! Brilliant effort there by Gutierrez. Got him by a half step, and Curiel retired for the first time tonight. Gutierrez has played some great defense over there at second base tonight. He's got 1 error, but boy, the 3 great plays he's made so far more than make up for it, as Carson Bowen will step in. Showing off that range over there at second base is Augie Gutierrez tonight. That ball looked like it had a chance to get through. So 2 outs, nobody on. Here comes Carson Bowen. First pitch, inside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1. He's got a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Lined out to second back in the 1st. Another great play by Gutierrez that robbed him of a base hit. This one popped up foul and out of play straight back. And Negretti gets ahead 0-2. Negretti's done a good job in this inning of getting ahead of batters. As he tries to go for a 1-2-3 frame for the first time here tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the offering upstairs, and the count is 1-2. Bowen, the 5'11 senior, 4-year starter here at Orange Lutheran, going to TCU, and always seems to be in a good mood. No matter when you see him, he's got a smile on his face. Very talented ball player as well, as the 1-2 offering comes in. And that fastball misses a bit low. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Servite in the top of the 5th will have the heart of the order due up. Roman Martin to lead things off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball popped up well high and out of play once again by Bowen, and it's 2-2. Offensive early on here for both teams. Orange Lutheran has calmed it down a bit defensively since then. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and this one a ground ball towards second. This should do it as Gutierrez throws over to first and retires Bowen. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Kai Negretti here in the bottom of the 4th. As the Lancers go down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We are through 4 here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran maintains a 6-3 lead over Servite. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
They serve all of Orange County and surrounding areas.
Top of the 5th inning we go here at Hart Park, and the Lancers make a call to the bullpen here before we get this inning started as junior right-hander Jordan Cole makes his way to the hill. He'll take over for Luis Rodriguez, who ends his night having tossed 4 innings of work. He allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. He struck out 4 and did not walk a batter, but he did plunk one here tonight as he's in line for his 3rd win of the year, as the offense picked him up after they fell behind 3-0 after the top of the 1st. Jordan Cole will take over. In his junior season, we last saw him on Friday at J. Sarah in a 2-1 loss. He pitched 2 2/3 innings of work, did not allow any runs. In fact, he hasn't so far this season. In 5 2/3 innings of work, he's allowed just 2 hits. He struck out 7 and walked 1. He's been a good right-hander out of the bullpen so far here for the Lancers, and they'll call on him to get through at least this 5th inning here against the heart of the Servite order. Again, it's Roman Martin, Trevor Schmidt, and Johnny Rodriguez due up for the Friars here in this inning. This part of the lineup has had a good night so far. 4 for 6 with 4 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. And those the other 2 plate appearances, both strikeouts at the hands of Luis Rodriguez. But this part of the order has done well so far, as Martin watches a curveball from Jordan Cole get in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Martin 2 for 2, couple of singles. He scored back in the 1st. He was stranded at 2nd back in the 3rd inning. So after an 0 for 3 day, he's got to be feeling pretty good at the start of this one, though his team is down by 3. Here's the pitch, another curveball, and another one in there at the letters for a strike. It's 0-2. Would love to go 3 for 3 and start this one off with a base hit and get on for Trevor Schmidt. As the junior crowds the plate a bit, bends the knees. Here comes the 0-2. This one popped up fouling out of play to the right-hand side. The count is, it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Roman Martin came in 8 for 16, batting .500. He's missed 1 game so far this year. However, he's got 9 runs batted in, 4 of them coming on a grand slam in the Low Era tournament. He actually hit 2 homers during that 5-game stretch. And of those 8 hits, he's got 3 extra base hits, a double in addition to those 2 homers. Can also pitch on the mound if needed, as time is called here before Jordan Cole fires the next offering. Has not been called to do so yet this year, but if needed, he can head up to the mound. No balls, 2 strikes. 4th pitch of the at-bat, another curveball. This one is ruled above the letters, and the count is 1-2. Stolen base for him this year as well, and he scored 5 runs. Came into the series batting .615, but after an 0 for 3 day, it came down a bit as that curveball misses a bit outside, and it's now 2-2. 5 pitches in the at-bat. Martin has spoiled 1 2-strike pitch. It's the left-hander Trevor Schmidt awaits on deck. Just starting the top of the 5th, here comes the 2-2, fouled off, and that will bounce back towards the Servite dugout. Challenged him with a fastball after showing him a handful of breaking balls, and Martin was able to at least make contact to stay alive. Again, this Servite team, if that offense gets going, it can be dangerous. In that Low Era tournament, they put up 51 runs in 5 games. Here comes the 2-2, and that one, thought that was, that's ball 3. Martin tossed the bat thinking it was ball 4. Count goes full, and he'll head back to the plate. He tossed his elbow guard off, too, so you have to put that back on. I was going to say, if he can convince the home plate umpire that that was ball 4, should put him on a debate team. 3-2 as he steps back in. Jordan Cole with the offering. Fastball, this one lifted into left center field. Curiel ranging to his right, and he will put the glove on it, make the catch for out number 1. So Martin retired to lead off the top of the 5th inning. First time he's been retired tonight. Now Trevor Schmidt will make his way to the plate with nobody on and 1 out. Schmidt singled his last time up back in the third, a soft line drive out to right field. Here comes the first pitch from Cole, fastball outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. He struck out back in the first inning. He's 1 for 2. 4-year starter is Trevor Schmidt, as this one is, lifted out towards left field, but that'll get foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mainstay at left field, and as far as I remember, he's worn that number 21 each year in the Friars program. They're playing him defensively to pull it to the right side, and he does that. And that one off of the glove, and it looked like maybe off of the body there of Chase Cummings, as that will be a base hit. It's collected, I believe, in center, on the left side of the infield by Curiel. Not sure where that hit Cummings, but it didn't look like it got him on the glove. He came up a little bit gingerly, and now Eric Borba is going to come out and check on him. Looks like he's got a smile on his face as he says, no, just didn't get the glove on it. It hit me. Yeah, it looks like he's having some fun with it now as Borba will head back towards the dugout. So Chase Cummings all right. Tried to dive for it. Bounced off him and towards Mikey Romero at the second base bag, and they'll rule that a hit. The 8th of the ball game here for Trevor Schmidt, for the Friars, and second for Trevor Schmidt.
Number 3, Johnny.
So a 1-out base runner here for Servite. Johnny Rodriguez will step in. Servite's made a habit here of getting base runners on with 1 out over these last 3 innings. Cole will now pitch out of the stretch. Here comes the first offering to Rodriguez off the end of the bat and towards the left foul and out of play. 0-1. 1 for 2, runs scored and an RBI here for Johnny Rodriguez. Came in batting .375. Make that .333. 6 hits and 18 at bats. RBI was his 8th. The run scored was his 6th already here in the in the Friars' 7th game of the year. This one fouled off to the left as well, and the count goes to 0-2. Rodriguez was actually the guy who got the start on the mound in Game 3 of last year's series. Has not pitched this year for the Friars. And again, we don't know who their starter on Friday will be to this point. A couple of guys who have pitched last year who have yet to pitch this season. As this one misses outside, it's 1-2. Take that back. I was going to say Camden Cluett was on that list, but he's actually thrown 3 innings this year. But Roman Martin and Jonathan Rodriguez, 2 guys who made appearances on the mound last year for the Friars, have not done so to this point here in 2022. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out runner at first. Here's a sharply hit ground ball. That's through the hole on the right side of the infield. Stopping at second is Trevor Schmidt. And it's back-to-back base hits once again here for Servite. So they've got runners at first and second with 1 out. Kai Negretti due up next. So how about this pattern? In the 3rd inning, Augie Gutierrez led off, struck out. Roman Martin and then Trevor Schmidt hit back-to-back singles before Rodriguez and Negretti were retired to end the frame. In the 4th inning, Aiden Avikhauser lined out to left. Rossetti and Robago with 1 out, followed with back-to-back base hits. And then Hawking and Gutierrez both flew out to end the inning. And now here in the 5th, fly out from Roman Martin to lead things off. Back-to-back singles once again with 1 out from Trevor Schmidt and Johnny Rodriguez. See if the Friars can do anything with it here as Cole deals with Negretti. First pitch, a breaking ball. That one catches the upper part of the zone and is called a strike. It's 0-1. Negretti tonight is 1 for 2. RBI base hit back in the first and a fly out to right his last time up. Cole, the right-hander, looks at the runner at second, fires to the plate, swing and a miss, fastball at the knees, and the count is 0-2. So changing the eye level there of Kai Negretti, who again has the opportunity to help his own cause here. The count, though, is 0-2. See if he comes out to pitch in the bottom half of this inning. Friars don't currently have anybody in the dugout. Here comes the 0-2. This one lifted to left. It's drifting foul, and that will get out of play. Count remains 0-2. Ryland trying to go into the dugout area where the Lancers have a right-hander warming up. Count remains 0 balls and 2 strikes here on Kai Negretti, the 6'1 senior, who, as we mentioned, is going to the University of San Diego next year. There's a couple of Lancers already there. Caleb Ricketts in his 4th year at USD, and Justin DeCrisio, the shortstop here for the Lancers last year, playing down there. This one lifted out to left. It'll stay in fair territory, but Ben Ryland won't have to move much before he makes the catch out there. Both runners will stay at first and second. Negretti is retired for out number 2. And with 2 outs and runners at first and second, it'll be Aiden Avikhauser due up next. So again, Cole got ahead of Negretti early and just kept the pressure on and got an easy fly ball out to left field out of him. Now it's Avikhauser, who is 0 for 2 so far tonight. A ground ball out to third base. He lined out to left in his last plate appearance to open up the top of the 4th. Right-hander with an even stance at the plate. He's been the catcher for both games so far this series as the curveball again hits the upper part of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Avikhauser yesterday, 0 for 3, reached once on an error. Looking for his first hit of the series here. He stands straight up in the box. He's a 5'10", 175-pound senior as Cole looks back to second base without a throw. 4 for 14 heading into the ball game is Avikhauser. 2 runs scored and 1 run batted in. Again, it's Trevor Schmidt over at second base. At first is Johnny Rodriguez with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, and another breaking ball on the outside edge for a strike, and Jordan Cole is ahead of Avikhauser 0-2. Left-hander Joey Rossetti on deck should Avikhauser reach base. Runners not being held. It's Gabe Miranda playing behind Johnny Rodriguez at first. This one poked and right back to the mound. Jordan Cole makes the grab and will toss it over to first a bit high, but Gabe Miranda deals with it and gets back on the bag to retire the side. So the Friars once again get runners at first and second, but cannot advance them any further as they go down no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We are through 4.5 here at Hart Park, and Orange Lutheran leads Servite 6-3. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Well, baseball fans, have you imagined expanding your indoor-outdoor entertaining area to be that perfect place for pre- and post-game get-togethers? Then let B&W Windows and Doors assist you with all of your window and door replacement needs. They serve all of Orange County and surrounding areas while offering a premium custom product in a variety of colors and operations. Consultation is free and no obligation. Call them today at 714-941-9796 or visit their website, bwllco.com. That's B&W Windows and Doors. And baseball fans, if you're looking for a summer high school level baseball program, join the Tustin Scorpions, whose focus is to help you get ready for your next high school season with 3 practices per week and weekend games. Join the Scorpion family. So Servite will make a call to the bullpen. They bring out a right-hander. As Kai Negretti's night ends, he goes 4 innings of work, allows 6 runs on 5 hits. Negretti tonight struck out 2. He also walked 2. And again, most of those runs coming in the 4th inning, coming in the 2nd inning, a 4-run 2nd inning for Orange Lutheran. And Servite will make the call to the bullpen for the first time tonight. New pitcher will face off against the heart of the Lancer order. It'll be Mikey Romero to lead things off. Casey Borba and Gabe Miranda due up as well. This is Jaden Makoviak, who will enter into the ball game. He's a junior at 5'8", 155 pounds for Makoviak. He's pitched 2 innings of work. He's allowed 4 earned runs on 3 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. So Makoviak enters the ball game. He's got a sidearm delivery, and Mikey Romero will be the first man to face him here. Romero 0 for 2 tonight. Ground ball out to second. He flew out to center his last time up. Makoviak, that front foot well out to the left as he comes set and fires to the plate. This first pitch chopped foul to the right side by Romero. Kind of has a wry smile and shakes the head a bit at that delivery. We saw Brock Worthgen yesterday, and when he would look in for the sign, he would go all the way down to a squat. Kind of looked like Craig Kimbrell, if you're familiar with the relief pitcher for the, I believe he's with the Chicago Cubs now. I could be wrong. Romero fouls off another. It's 0-2. So Jaden Makoviak into the ball game here for the third time this season for the Friars. Ahead of Mikey Romero, no balls and 2 strikes. The junior kicks and deals. Here's the pitch. That one just misses the outside edge to the left-hander, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sidearm bordering submarine delivery for Jaden Makoviak. I'm trying to think of the last pitcher that we've seen at the high school level employ that style. Might have been Corey Sirks, who was in the, I believe, class of 2017 for Orange Lutheran. This one just misses outside as well. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gunnar Mansfield last year had a sidearm delivery for Orange Lutheran. Still trying to figure this one out. It looks sidearm, but maybe a little bit lower on that arm slot. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Romero. This one, ground ball towards the right side. Played well there by Gutierrez, and the throw to first almost pulls Rodriguez off the bag, but he's able to keep it there for out number 1. Gutierrez was playing Romero to pull that baseball, and he certainly did. And with 1 out, nobody on, it'll be Casey Borba due up next here for Orange Lutheran. Borba 2 for 2 tonight, an RBI single back in the first and a single in the third with a run scored. Borba starting to find things with the bat again. He hit a home run yesterday. This arm slot, see how much it impacts the offense here for Orange Lutheran as Borba watches a first pitch off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0. Makoviak will fire to the plate. This one lifted deep out towards left field. Going back for it is Hawking, and that ball's gone! Casey Borba does it again, and it's 7-3 Orange Lutheran. Slightly into the wind and to deep left center. Casey Borba does it again, and it's 7-3 Orange Lutheran. Slightly into the tonight. And now it's Gabe Miranda due up next. Here's the pitch, and this one a hard hit, 1 hopper. Nice adjustment there by Gutierrez. It hopped up on him, but he reached up to make the grab. He tosses over to first, and Miranda's retired on 1 pitch for out number 2. Boy, on a night like tonight, the wind coming in from left center, I wasn't sure if that one was going to have enough to get out. Certainly pushed the outfielders back, but it got out and then some. Casey Borba is on it right now. 4 hits in the series, a couple of singles and 2 home runs. Now it's J.J. Robles who will step in. He's hitting in place of Brian Martinez here in the 6th spot, as he got a couple of plate appearances. Actually, pardon me, he got 1 plate appearance yesterday. Takes a swing and a miss on the first pitch here. It's 0-1. Robles was 0 for 1 yesterday. He's 0 for 2 this season. Backup first baseman for the Lancers. Played a couple of innings defensively for Orange Lutheran yesterday. No balls, 1 strike, and this one low and outside. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Second home run we've seen here at Hart Park. Gabe Miranda with the first one against Ayala almost a month ago. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Makoviak. This one lifted well up into the air, into foul territory down the right field line. It'll be the right fielder, and that one bounces off the outside part of the glove. Joey Rossetti had to call off the second baseman Gutierrez before trying to make that play, and it just bounces off the outside part of the glove. Robles will have another opportunity. I believe that makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kind of an uppercut swing there from the left-hander, much like his counterpart at first base. Or pardon me, much like the guy ahead of him in the depth chart, if you will, at first base, Gabe Miranda. Robles, good size. He's also about 6'3". 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and this one towards the shortstop. Backhanded by Martin. He's got to make a strong throw. 1 hopper skips out of the glove of Rodriguez, and safe at first is J.J. Robles. So again, that one maybe off the inside part of the bat as he bounces it towards short. Martin gets it on the backhand, but the throw gets away from Rodriguez. Robles is safe. That'll be considered a base hit. And Ben Ryland will be the next man up here with 1 on and 2 outs. Makoviak kicks and deals, and this one misses outside, 1-0. First homer that Makoviak has given up this season. In fact, Borba's homer yesterday was the first homer that Servite's pitching staff had given up. That was off the arm of Andy Mike yesterday in the 5th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that one again misses just a bit outside. The count goes to 2-0. As you can imagine, a sidearm pitcher that pitch out of the hands of Makoviak has some arm side run. It'll tail a bit away from the left-handers and towards the right-handers. Robles a short lead over at first. Again, 2-0 with 2 outs here on Ryland. There he goes. This pitch is up, and the throw down to second base is not in time. Robles slides in safely as the tag from Martin just a bit too late, and the count goes to 3-0 here on Ben Ryland. First stolen base of the season for J.J. Robles after he collects his first base hit. For the Lancers, they've got 10 stolen bases on the year. Ryland tonight, 1 for 2, reached on a single and scored in the 2nd inning. He reached on an error in the 3rd inning, but was stranded at second. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Makoviak. That one should be in there on the outside edge for a strike, and it is 3-1. Ball comes up at the start a bit and then levels off as it gets to the catcher, Aiden Avikhauser, out of the arm here of Jaden Makoviak. 5'8" junior in his first inning of work here tonight in relief of Kai Negretti. He's got the runner leaning the wrong way at second base, but Robles just gets the hand back in time. Deceptive move there as Makoviak lifted the leg and then turned it around. Almost got J.J. Robles leaning the wrong way. 3 balls and 1 strike is the count here on Ben Ryland. On deck is Chase Cummings. 7-3 the score. Orange Lutheran with the lead. All 7 runs have come unanswered as this pitch misses outside, and Ryland will head down to first. So runners at first and second here for Orange Lutheran with 2 outs. Chase Cummings will have another opportunity as he heads to the plate. 0 for 1 so far. He walked and scored in the 2nd. He flew out to right his last time up. Servite's collected hits tonight, 9 of them, but They've stranded 7 runners on base through 5 innings so far here tonight. Their 3 runs came in the top of the first inning as they came out motivated after the loss yesterday afternoon. Orange Lutheran has scored 7 unanswered since then. Makoviak kicks and deals, swing and a miss by Cummings, and the count is 0-1. Holding the runner at second is the second baseman Gutierrez. Rodriguez playing behind Ben Ryland over at first. Again, Robles over there at second. 1 run on a couple of hits in the inning here for Orange Lutheran. Cummings awaits. Here's the 0-1, and that one's a called strike. 0-2 on the outside edge. Another right-hander warming up in the bullpen here for Servite. It's the Friars in the top of the 6th. Will send up Rossetti, Robago, and Hawking, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. No balls, 2 strikes. Both runners get their leads. Here's the pitch, and this one right back up the middle, and that will get through. A seeing eye single as Robles rounds third. He's coming home, and the throw gets away from Avikhauser. He goes to pick it up as both runners advance to second and third. And it's now 8-3 in favor of Orange Lutheran. Ryland now at third. Over at second is Chase Cummings. It's an RBI base hit for the second baseman. So RBI base hit there, and then a throwing error allows the 2 to reach second and third. It's the second error of the ball game for Servite. And now Sawyer Vortman will have an opportunity here with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. So after scoring 12 yesterday, the Lancers have not slowed down here tonight. They've put up an 8 spot here in the first 5 innings at home. Second highest run total at this park here this season. Of course, that highest run total, 12 runs against Ukaipa, as this one fouled off by Vortman. The count is 0-1. 0 for 1, a walk in the first, or pardon me, a walk in the second with a run scored. He popped out into shallow left field with the shortstop Roman Martin going out to make the catch. That was back in the 4th inning. Right-hander hops up on the front foot. 8 hits for him in the season, as this one is just above the letter. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Sawyer Vortman again fought to find a spot in the lineup. He's certainly done so. He's been the designated hitter for most of the season. And this after being a reserve player last year, playing a couple of innings in left field, and I believe getting an appearance on the mound as well. He just kept working hard and figured as long as he put in the work, there's a possibility he gets an opportunity, and he's taken advantage of it here. He's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. So he came in batting .389, 7 for 18 on the year. Here's the pitch, and that one misses outside. 3-1 the count, and Makoviak in danger of loading the bases. Jordan Cole was the pitcher in the top of the 5th inning. We'll see if he comes back out for the top of the 6th. 3-1 upstairs. Vortman will work the 5-pitch walk, and will continue it down to Derek Curiel as we head back to the top of the order. Second time that Vortman has walked tonight. Curiel 2 for 3. Couple of base hits and a couple of runs scored. He grounded out to second his last time up. So 2 runs home here in the inning, 8 runs on 8 hits for Orange Lutheran with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The loudest of those runs, the solo home run by Casey Borba to deep left center, his 2nd home run in as many games, and his 4th hit of the series to this point. Curiel also 4 hits in the series, 3 singles and a double. He scored 4 runs, he's driven in 2. Now he faces off against Makoviak for the first time. This one off the inner part of the bat and flared out to left, and that will be caught by Trevor Schmidt. That'll end the frame, but the Lancers put up 2 more runs on 3 hits. 1 error and 3 left on base. Casey Borba, another home run, his second in as many games. And that is part of the reason the Lancers lead 8-3 over Servite as we head to the top of the 6th. Here at Hart Park, we'll be right back with more. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Top of the 6th inning we go here at Hart Park. 8-3 Lancer lead as Jordan Cole takes to the hill once again here for Orange Lutheran. He has pitched 1 inning of work so far. He's allowed 2 base hits, but got out of the inning without allowing any runs. He will face off against the bottom 2 in the order for Servite before we turn it back over as Joey Rossetti will lead things off. 1 for 2 tonight. This part of the order is 2 for 6 this evening. Jared Hawking has been held without a hit so far. The first pitch here on Rossetti is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Again, Luis Rodriguez got the start. He's in line for the win here tonight. He went 4 innings of work, allowed 3 earned runs on 3 hits as this one is fouled off straight back. The count goes to 0-2. Pardon me, he's allowed 3 earned runs on 5 hits this evening. He struck out 4, did not walk a batter tonight. And again, the offense picked him up with 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 2 in the 5th. So Orange Lutheran leads 8-3. 0-2 the count here on Rossetti, the left-hander with the open stance. Cole kicks and deals, a 2-seam fastball upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. Rossetti playing right field for the 2nd consecutive game. Only played in a couple of innings yesterday. And getting his first plate appearances of the series here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball to the outer half of the plate. And Rossetti goes down for out number 1. First strikeout for Jordan Cole tonight. And with 1 out, nobody on, it'll be Austin Robago, the number 9 batter, due up next.
Third baseman, number 11.
So now that Servite's got 1 out, let's see if Robago and Jared Hawking can continue the pattern that Servite's been in for the last 3 innings. See if they can get back-to-back base hits as he watches the first one miss up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 7 runners left on base through 5 innings for Servite tonight. Here comes the pitch, and that one's outside as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Jordan Cole falling behind the number 9 batter, who's 1 for 2 so far tonight. Robago bounced out to the pitcher in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th, but was stranded at first. This is a swing and a miss here on a fastball that's on the inside edge. It's 2-1. Hawking awaiting on deck. Austin Robago playing 3rd base tonight. That pitch misses a bit outside. It's 3-1. Robago, 5'10", 170, uncommitted senior this year. Came in batting 6 for 17, 6 runs scored, tied for 2nd on the team. 3 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. 3-2. Looked like a changeup there from Jordan Cole. His count goes full. Doesn't appear like there are any changes defensively for the Lancers out there. I believe that's Brian Martinez, who's still out and right. Payoff pitch, and a swing and a miss as that one appeared to be maybe just a hair off the outside edge, but Robago chased after it anyway. And it's back-to-back strikeouts to open up the top of the 6th here for Jordan Cole. So 2 up, 2 down. Jared Hawking will make his way to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Opened up the ball game as he was hit by a pitch, but was taken out on a fielder's choice, grounded into by Augie Gutierrez. Since then, he's struck out swinging, and he's also flied out to center. Center fielder with a slightly open stance. Here comes the first pitch, and that one's upstairs. It's 1-0. Again, UCLA is getting a talented ball player here in Jared Hawking. That batting average still over 500 as he takes a big swing and a miss at the 1-0 offering and evens it up 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 doubles, a triple to his credit, and when he gets on base, he is dangerous. He's got 4 stolen bases this year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Cole. Fastball outside. It's 2-1. Far and away the leader in hits with 14 this season. He had 1 hit yesterday. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled straight back. The count goes to 2-2. That one knocks some tech off of the backstop here. I don't think that was one of our cameras. Not sure who that belonged to. Hopefully that's not too expensive. John Leggs giving me the thumbs up. It's not one of ours. We're good. Here comes the 2-2 offering from Jordan Cole. That one looked like it slipped maybe and came out of the hand early. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball that was above the zone. Payoff pitch, and this one fouled off to the right. Fastball. And Hawking able to stay alive. The count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Servite down 8-3. Here against Orange Lutheran at Hart Park. Jordan Cole trying for a 1-2-3 inning. Hawking not making it easy on him. As Cole will fire the 7th pitch of the at-bat in just a moment. On deck, should Hawking keep the inning alive, is Augie Gutierrez. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cole likes the sign. Here it comes, and this one is lifted but foul out of play down the left field line. The count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Orange Lutheran in the bottom half of the 6th inning will have Carson Bowen to lead things off. He was the only member of the lineup who did not come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes the payoff once again. Up and in, but swung on and missed by Hawking, and Cole strikes out the side here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base as the Lancers take it to the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead it 8-3 over Servite. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
SportsZone.com and click on the Past Games tab and listen to the great play-by-play voice of
allowed 2 runs, I should say, on 3 hits. And he walked a couple of batters in that bottom of the 5th inning. Now it'll be Cole Galvin who steps in to try to limit this to a 5-run ball game as Carson Bowen will lead things off here for Orange Lutheran. So Cole Galvin has pitched 5 1/3 innings of work this season. He's allowed 1 run. It was unearned. No hits. He struck out 8 and he's walked 2. He's got a 1-0 record and no ERA. See what the right-hander Cole Galvin can do here. He's a junior, 6 feet, 185 pounds, a right-hander. And Carson Bowen will be the first to test him out here as the first pitch misses a bit outside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 7th pitcher the Friars have used in this series in 2 games. Carson Bowen so far tonight is 0 for 2. He does have an RBI and a sacrifice fly. Here comes the 1-0. That pitch misses a bit outside as well. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Line out to second, ground out to second. So Carson Bowen, not an Augie Gutierrez fan in this ball game. That sacrifice fly was sandwiched in between. It came in the 2nd inning. 3-0 the count here, as he's firmly ahead of Cole Galvin. Mikey Romero still on deck, and Casey Borba's got a helmet on and a bat in his hand. He'll be due up in this inning as well. 3-0, that fastball's in there just below the letter. The count goes to 3-1. Again, with that multi-hit game in yesterday's contest, Bowen upped his batting average to .280. He's got 7 hits this season, but he's not going to get one here. Instead, he'll walk down to first base on 5 pitches as Galvin allows the leadoff man for Orange Lutheran. Mikey Romero will be the next man up. Pardon me, should say allows the leadoff man to reach for Orange Lutheran. And now Mikey Romero, who is 0 for 3, will have another opportunity for a base hit here. At the very least, to try to push Carson Bowen into scoring position. Message for the Lancers tonight was keep the foot on the gas, keep pushing forward. As this one is lifted into center field. Should be an easy play, though a slight slip there for the center fielder Hawking. He recovers, makes the catch, a strong throw back into second base, and Bowen will stay at first. So Romero, in all likelihood, will end his night 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs to second, a couple of fly ball outs to center field. And with 1 out and a runner at first, the man who is bringing fireworks here for Orange Lutheran over these last 2 contests, Casey Borba, will head to the plate, a home run in his last plate appearance. He's 3 for 3 tonight, a couple of singles. He's scored twice, and he's driven in 2. Bowen with a short lead over at first. He's got speed. He can try for second if he wants, but not this time around as this pitch tails outside to the right-hander. It's 1 ball and no strikes. What a couple of games here for Casey Borba. 3 for 3 tonight and 1 for 1 yesterday. He reached base, or pardon me, 1 for 1 yesterday. Reached base in all 3 of his plate appearances with a couple of walks, and he's scored 5 runs in the series. This pitch just above the letter, a check swing from Borba, appeal down to first, who says he did not go around. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So who knows, maybe something about being in the cleanup spot has really sparked it here for Casey Borba. This one is popped up, however, towards right field. Rossetti looking for it. He'll camp under and make the catch, and Borba is retired for the first time here tonight. Should say he's retired for the first time here in this series. No, second time in the series, my mistake. Either way, he's had a very productive 2 games, and with 2 outs and a runner at first, Gabe Miranda will be the next man up here for Orange Lutheran. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout in the first, a sacrifice in the third, and he grounded out to second base. Boy, Gutierrez has had a busy night defensively here for Servite tonight. First pitch, in there for a called strike above the knees, and the count is 0-1. Bowen led off with a walk. He stayed there after 2 fly ball outs from Romero and Borba. Gabe Miranda looking for his first hit of the series. Comes in 0 for 4 this week. Here comes the 0-1. That curveball hits the dirt, throw down to first base, and that one skips away from Rodriguez. A late break for second goes Borba. Rossetti collects it in foul territory, and Bowen, I should say. He slides in safely. So a back pick there from Avikhauser. Ball skips away from Rodriguez at first base, and Bowen is able to get into scoring position with 2 outs. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike here on Gabe Miranda. think that's an error for Servite. If so, that would be the third of the ball game. Here's a one-hopper through the hole on the right-hand side. They're going to round Bowen, and he will chug his way home and score just ahead of the throw from right fielder Rossetti. And it's an RBI base hit from Gabe Miranda, and it makes it 9-3. That would be the third of the ball game. Here's a one-hopper through the hole on the right-hand side. They're going to round Bowen, and he will chug his way home and score just ahead of the throw from right fielder Rossetti. Ninth of the ball game for Orange Lutheran tonight, and Brian Martinez will be the next man up. 0 for 2. He grounded out to third, and he struck out. In the fifth inning, he was pinch hit for as J.J. Robles collected his first hit of the regular season. His first pitch in there for a strike from Cole Galvin, and the count goes to 0-1. So Bowen walked. He reached second on a throwing error by catcher Aiden Avikhauser, and then came around to score on a base hit by Gabe Miranda. 1 run on 1 hit so far for the Lancers here in this frame. This one skips away from Avikhauser, and Miranda gets into second base standing up. That one seemed to tie him up behind the plate. And after that, he will go out and have a chat here with Cole Galvin. So another runner in scoring position here for Orange Lutheran. They lead 9-3 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-1 count here on Brian Martinez, who's at the plate for the third time. Ben Ryland on deck. For the Friars, they'll have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the 7th inning, as this one a big swing and a miss from Martinez, and he falls behind 1-2. Again, keep in mind, Servite led this game after the top of the first 3-0. It felt like it was going to be a different ball game here tonight, but the Lancers have put all the momentum on their side since then. Is this one a check swing? The home plate umpire said he went around, and Martinez is down on strikes for the third out here in the bottom of the 6th. But the Lancers put up another run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We're through 6 here at Hart Park, and the Lancers lead 9-3 over the Friars of Servite High School. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
Lancer Baseball. Adore Beauty is a luxury beauty studio.
Top of the 7th inning we go. Last chance for Servite here as they're down 9-3 to Orange Lutheran, as Jordan Cole will take back to the mound. Trying to close this thing out for Orange Lutheran, but he'll be facing off against the most dangerous part of the lineup. Augie Gutierrez to lead things off. Roman Martin and Trevor Schmidt to follow, as this part of the lineup is, again, the bread and butter for Servite, as this one is inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Especially Martin and Schmidt. Both of them are 2 for 3 so far tonight. Servite put up 3 runs in the top of the first and have nothing to show for it offensively since then, as the Lancers have allowed base runners but have not allowed them to come around to score. The 1-0 pitch is over the plate for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, Servite has left 7 men on base so far in this one, as this fastball is cut on and missed. The count is 1-2 here on Augie Gutierrez. 0 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the first. Since then, he struck out and flied out to left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cole shakes off the first sign, likes the second. Fastball upstairs. It's 2-2. 3 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for Servite, 9 runs on 9 hits, no errors for Orange Lutheran. The Lancers have scored at least a run in all but 1 inning so far tonight as that fastball misses upstairs, and it's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Orange Lutheran looking to close this thing out and take a 2-0 series lead. Here comes the 3-2, and this one misses upstairs. Leadoff man aboard here for Servite as Augie Gutierrez works the 6-pitch walk. So 1 on, nobody out. Roman Martin will be the next man up, and he'll get a couple of words from his head coach, Sean Gilbert, before he makes his way to the plate. Martin has singled in the first, singled in the third. He flew out to center in the 5th, and he's scored a run so far here tonight. Cole looks over at first and will fire to the plate. Curveball in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Orange Lutheran trying to get through tonight's game using only 2 pitchers. They used 3 yesterday. Oliver Santos went 5 innings of work. Brock Worthgen with an inning, and then Jackson Andeal shut it down in the bottom of the 7th inning, on his birthday no less. Happy belated birthday, Jackson Andeal, as this one is popped up. Fouling out of play, Jordan Cole ahead of Roman Martin. No balls and 2 strikes. Andeal has thrown 2 innings of work this season, has not allowed anything so far. No base runners, no nothing. Jordan Cole's had another pretty good shutdown relief effort here tonight. Here comes the 0-2, and that one just misses the outside edge. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two for 3 is Roman Martin as Cole tries to retire him for the 2nd time tonight. He looks over at Gutierrez at first, fires to the plate. Curveball, swing and a miss. And Martin goes down on strikes for out number 1. Cole's got the curveball working tonight. It's been up in the zone, but Servite has either laid off of it or has not been able to find it in his 2 1/3 innings of work so far here tonight. Cole's 4th strikeout and 4th in the last 5 batters he's faced, as this first pitch is in there for a called strike on Trevor Schmidt. It's 0-1. Schmidt struck out in the first, has hit singles in the 3rd and 5th. In the 5th inning, he was stranded at second base. Here's the 0-1 offering, overpowered him with a fastball there, and the count goes to 0-2. Schmidt, the Arizona signee, has collected hits numbers 9 and 10 tonight. He came in he came in 8 for 22 on the season. 0-2. This one popped up fouling out of play as Cole went right after him, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander warming up in the bullpen for Orange Lutheran. Looks like it might be Evan Miranda, just in case they might need somebody else to come in here in the 7th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball up and away on the left-hander. The count is 1-2. Augie Gutierrez led things off with a walk. Roman Martin struck out. 1 ball and 2 strikes now here on Trevor Schmidt with 1 out in the top of the 7th. A 9-3 ball game in favor of Orange Lutheran. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball in there for a called strike 3, and Schmidt is retired. The Friars down to their final out here tonight. Strikeout number 5 for Jordan Cole here in this relief effort. And now it's Johnny Rodriguez who will try to keep the game going here for Servite. That curveball buckled him as Schmidt had just seen a fastball high above the zone. That curveball just fell off the table and went right back into the zone for strike 3. This first pitch is up and away on Rodriguez. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Johnny Rodriguez also 2 for 3 this evening. He scored a run. Here comes the 1-0. In there, a changeup for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Single and a run scored in the first. Also had an RBI in that inning. A strikeout in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. Again, Servite has collected the base hits. They just haven't been able to bring those runners around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. Servite down to its final strike here tonight at Hart Park. Again, the runner on first is Augie Gutierrez. Jordan Cole 1 strike away from closing this thing out here for Orange Lutheran. And it would be considered a save, I believe, as he came in with the score 6-3 back in the 5th inning. 1-2, curveball. That one stays outside. Rodriguez still alive. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. If Rodriguez gets on, Kai Negretti would be on deck. Orange Lutheran pounced on him in the first 3 innings of the ball game for 6 runs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There goes the runner. This one is swung on and missed, and the Lancers have taken the series over Servite. They lead it 2-0 as they win this one here tonight, 9-3. Come from behind effort for the Lancers here as Servite scored the first 3 runs of the ball game. The Lancers come back with 9 unanswered as they improve to 9-1 overall on the season and 4-1 in the Trinity League. Servite falls to 5-2 overall, and they fall to 0-2 in Trinity League play. Winning pitcher tonight, Luis Rodriguez. It was a tough start for him, but the offense picked him up as he goes 4 innings of work, allows 3 runs. On 5 hits, he struck out 4, did not walk any batters. The loss tonight goes to Kai Negretti, who ended up pitching 4 innings of work. He gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 2 and walked a couple as well. Another win for the Lancers. They're now 5-0 at home as they take this one by a final of 9-3. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back to recap this one. The Lancers 9-1 overall. They are now 4-1 in the Trinity League. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Welcome back to Hart Park. The final score tonight, Orange Lutheran 9 and Servite 3. This game certainly had a different feel at the beginning after Servite pounced on Luis Rodriguez in the top of the first for 3 runs and took a 3-0 lead before the Lancers even picked up the bats. But Orange Lutheran stayed patient. They scored a run in the first inning and then took the lead for good in the second by putting up a 4 spot. Put 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th as the Lancers come away with a 9-3 lead. They now lead this series over the Friars 2-0. And again, they're 4-1 in the Trinity League. The winning pitcher tonight, Luis Rodriguez. It was a struggle a bit for him early on as, again, the Friars got their first 3 runners on base. Augie Gutierrez, Roman Martin, and Johnny Rodriguez would later come around to score on a couple of base hits and a passed ball, as the Friars took a 3-0 lead, but that Lancer offense picked him back up, and by the time he exited the ball game after 4 innings, Orange Lutheran had a 6-3 lead. Luis Rodriguez improves to 3-0 this year after giving up 3 earned runs on 5 hits. He struck out 4, and he didn't walk anybody tonight. On the other side, Kai Negretti, who's normally rock solid for Servite, got beat up a little bit tonight. He gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 2 and he walked 2. He takes his first loss of the season and falls to 2-1. Again, for the Friars, 3 runs in the top of the first, but in the bottom of the first, it was a 2-out RBI single by Casey Borba that brought home Derek Curiel to bring it to 3-1. And then in the second inning, was when the Lancers really got going after a Martinez ground out. Ben Ryland singled. Chase Cummings and Sawyer Vortman both walked, and Derek Curiel brought home a run with a single in the second inning. Another run scored on a pass ball, and Carson Bowen gave the Lancers the lead at 4-3 with a sacrifice fly gave the Lancers the lead with a sacrifice fly into center field as the Lancers put up that 4-spot to lead 5-3. In the third inning, Casey Borba led off with a single and later came around to score as Ben Ryland reached on an error. And then in the fifth inning, Casey Borba again with another home run to left center field, and that gave the Lancers a 7-3 lead. That was Borba's second home run in as many games and second home run this season, as he's had a big series so far here this week. Later in the inning, J.J. Robles would come around to score on an RBI base hit by Chase Cummings, and the route was on. Orange Lutheran would tack on one more in the bottom of the sixth, an RBI base hit by Gabe Miranda to lead us to the 9-3 score. Once again, the Lancers are 9-1 overall and 4-1 in league play. The 3-0 deficit, the largest they've faced this season, but they were able to get around that and once again get into the win column as they've won the first two series of Trinity League play. Both of these coaches before Game 1 stressing as long as you can win 2 out of 3 each week, you're in good shape. And so far, Orange Lutheran has done that. They look for the series sweep on Friday at Servite, 3:15 p.m. start, as Servite will try to salvage one in the 3-game series. That'll do it for us here at Hart Park. Once again, our next Lancer broadcast will be Friday afternoon, 3:15 p.m. at Servite, as Orange Lutheran and Servite close out their 3-game set. Orange Lutheran goes for the sweep. Servite trying to get 1 out of the 3. We'll see what happens. If you can't be there, be sure to check us out live on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. We'll have all the action for you. Until then, we wish you all the best here and hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. For John Legg, my name is Nathan Percy. This has been Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Good night, everybody. So long.